Okay. Technical staff, technical staff. Can you say something? Random thing.
Nah, what? Oh, hello.
Okay, I'm just testing audio.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, you're there. All right. All right, let me just pop this into the chat real quick, and then I'll be done with all the technical. This is why I have Wiley around here.
She gets all the technical stuff done.
God, well, she can kind of like banner while I'm doing this.
Hmm.
She loves talking anyway, so.
I'll just ban her to this wonderful wall.
All right, I can multitask. So, all right, welcome to another podcast, or We the Podcast. God, yeah, We the Podcast. Forgot what the name of the show was. I have today Gunnerus. Am I saying that right?
No, it's just Gunner. Yeah.
It's Gunner. I don't know why I
Yeah.
put a wrist on there.
I don't know.
Duke the Nuke, Ash Larson. A few names other people may know by. Uh, why I couldn't make it today, but whatever. But thank you so much, and I'm so sorry about this taking forever to happen.
All good. It's all good.
All right. Have you seen this before yet? The cabin here, the little podcast
No,
cabin.
can't say I have.
Oh wow, that's nice.
It's
I
very nice. Like, heck,
it's
nicer
good.
than my actual house.
Wow, wow. Virtual lifestyle there. It's nice. It's nice
Yeah,
setup.
exactly.
Yeah, Lucky, he made all this. He was talking about putting these in little things like this in maybe the next generation or in this generation at least. There's
That'd
actually,
be really dope.
yeah,
I'd
just to
love to see that.
get a cabin with like some wood like this.
The aesthetic is just mint.
Yeah, look at this right here. This was Lila's idea.
Oh, bunch of what in that? Is that what I think it is?
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Well, just gonna. All right. Very interesting.
It's closing here if you, but it's all up to you. It's just for the visuals. But no,
Oh,
thank you so much for joining, man.
no
How's your
problem at all.
yeah? How's your day going?
Pleasure.
How are you liking the whole Euromod before, right?
Yeah, I was. Yep.
Okay, yeah, I figured because I had no
Mm-hmm.
idea what I was doing, and I think we both got accepted around the same time. I was
Yeah,
like,
we did.
wow, this guy's figured it out pretty fast.
No, good lord, no. That took a lot of getting yelled at. Getting all that stuff. That took a while.
Yeah. How
It's
long
all
have you
fun.
been? Yeah, you like it?
Oh yeah, yep.
That's
Gotta have
good.
that customer service thing, but fun. Helping out the community any way you can.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. It feels like a privilege, I guess.
Oh yeah.
So that maybe if you can prevent maybe just one KOSer from slipping into the cracks or whatever.
Yeah, or one person who met us, it's all worth it in the end.
Yeah, for sure. How long have you been a part of We the Remain?
Uh, 1 year and about, I think, almost 10 months now, I do believe. Next month it'll be 10 months.
Oh, good God.
So 1 year and 10 months, yeah. I've been here for a while, say the least.
Yeah. How would you compare the current state, like if it had its ups and downs, like where do you think the peak has been, or have we reached the peak yet?
Um,
Or
I mean, this iteration's been pretty good. Um, has the peak has definitely it's peaked. Actually, last iteration, I do believe it kind of skyrocketed. I think I do believe, if I do remember correctly, we've reached 5,000 members last iteration, and
yeah,
should hopefully be hitting 6,000 within the next couple of months. Hopefully,
yeah, it keeps going up. I mean, there's no shortage of waitlist times.
definitely no shortage of people. That's for sure.
Yeah.
You know.
Um, Not to talk about myself or nothing here, but you're actually the first person I met in game when I joined the server.
Really? Huh.
Yeah, I was running through the woods at night as Detective Hardy with my friend Yabo
Oh,
or whatever, and all of a sudden, so I think you were like, I think you were like half, you weren't wearing pants or something, and you just came running out of the
yep.
woods.
That sounds about right. Yeah, that sounds like something I would do. Yep.
Yeah,
That sounds exactly right.
and he just started yelling, and they're coming, they're fucking coming, and then I heard gunshots. And I
Oh
called that.
yeah, I remember. Oh my god, yeah, I was Ash when that happened. I saw your light from really far away, and we were spreading the Wendigo thing at the time, and I just wanted to. I saw you too. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna scare the absolute crap out of these two people. And I just went into the woods and just started unloading my M4 that I had at the time. And then I just watched you guys drop the flare, just bolt. I'm like, that
Yeah,
worked.
I was trying to play a tough guy, but then soon as that happened, I was like telling my partner, like, Dimitri, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. I'm just like, huh, I mean, I guess that must have worked, you know?
Had no idea that was you until like 3 months later. I was making a video about the Wendigo, and then I was like, wait a minute, this fucking guy.
Yeah, I did a lot of that type of stuff to people,
Yeah,
back in them days.
that's pretty cool. It's very, very shit, pants shitting type of vibe you had with that.
Guess I gotta do more of that now. Got me thinking now. Lord. Yeah,
Gen
but, oh, go ahead.
no, Genome comes in. Are we talking about Wendigos? Yeah, yeah. That was a little lore and a little myth in the server last season about
Yeah,
this
that
Wendigo.
was actually fun fact. That actually came in 1.0. I can't remember who did it. Someone will
Mm,
probably correct me in the comments somewhere. But yeah, no, 1.0. It actually came around. It was a big thing, and we heard about it, and we're like, you know what? Let's just kind of do that,
yeah,
and all that jazz. So we started up the Wendigo thing. We had plans to do it this iteration, but they kind of got cut off. But it
mm.
is what it is. So
Yeah.
we just
All right. I was gonna say, I think was that you that came on the radio or somebody else? Because I remember there being like,
that was we had about three people doing it actually, going on the radio and then doing some noises and stuff, which was just Go Reaper actually doing. He was speaking Indonesian when he would quote unquote speak his oh, what was it called, his Wendigo noises or his
uh,
chants, his cult chants. So he would just start speaking Indonesian. That's all he would do. So it was we had a little thing going for a little bit.
nah, that was pretty. That was pretty fun to listen to. Genome
It's pretty.
says, as the resident Wendigo, I have much to say.
That was one of them times. And then, oh, good. Oh, all right. Okay. But yeah, it was all fun back then, doing all that wonderful, wonderful stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Classical.
Yeah, it's nice little things like that that didn't really add to the server.
Yeah. And I was really hoping someone would do something along those lines this iteration, but hasn't happened yet, you know. Still
Yeah.
plenty of iteration going around yet.
All right. Yeah, it gave like well, it gave my character a reason to like try to do some type of detective because I knew there was probably it was a dead end, but it was fun to ask people about the Wendigo and shit.
Yeah, we were originally gonna have Reaper dress up in a full ghillie suit and actually start taking people when they would walk on dirt roads into the woods and stuff and mess with them a little bit.
Oh, good.
Gonna be this whole giant thing that we were gonna do.
So was Ash Larson, was that like your main guy on the last iteration?
Yeah, he actually survived from Contagion Livonia. I brought him over from Contagion. Um, you know, so yeah, no, he was my main guy. I did have Vito for a little bit. So yeah, no, but Ash was definitely the big character, I guess you could say, the main character with quotes all around it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, did a lot of questionable things with him. You know, but yeah, fun, all fun.
Yeah, I hadn't I think that was a little bit before my time.
Yeah, I do believe so. Because I don't know when you got into the server, but Contagion Livonia wasn't the greatest of iterations, I have to say. It was popular at the start, and then it dropped off. The RP on there was awesome. You know, that's how I ended up taking over the group TFT. Me and we ended up actually kicking out the previous leader via gunpoint and
Mm-hmm.
telling him we didn't like the direction of it was going. So we actually took it over in Livonia. Everyone thought it died, and we came back in Chernarus and ended up helping take out the cartel. The only group to actually survive with no casualties, too. Not to toot my own horn, but you know.
Oh, when you guys took out the cartel.
Yeah, yeah, we didn't lose any we didn't lose anybody.
Nice. Yeah, I remember here. Yeah, because when I got in, the cartel had like just been. There was like they were like a dead group. Like
Yeah,
people were like,
they
yeah,
had.
and then there's nobody there. They're dead. But you would hear about them.
Yeah, yeah, because there was two or three, one or two members floating around yet. I do believe that did live through that whole entire situation.
Yeah.
Um, obviously, I don't think they woke up much after that, though. After that whole situation, or if they did, we didn't hear about them because we were definitely hunting for the last members, um, alongside the Moravians and Camp Epsilon. So
Mm,
we were looking, but that was a no-go. So
yeah.
we just kind of moved on from there. Had the great big old Northern Alliance between Camp Epsilon, TFT, and the Moravians.
Yeah,
Then
TFT. I remember hearing about you guys, but I never don't think I had to interact. Was that wasn't the Freedom Fighters, was it?
no, there we were associated with Freedom Fighters. We did we were very associated with them, but they kind of fell off, I guess you could say. You know, they had their own ideals, we had our own ideals, and we kind of just split
Mm-hmm.
ways. We were in the works of actually kind of kill them, but they kind of got themselves killed at the fight of the cartel. They got wiped. Basically, I think I escorted one of their members from that place. That was all that was left from that whole ordeal was one member.
Mm.
And they brought 13 guys, mind you.
Yeah. Excuse me. I don't know, it'd been fun to see. I'll have to. I don't know if there was footage on that or not. You were actually the.
Um,
Go ahead.
I think there might be. I have no idea. I don't know. Someone might have footage kicking about. I know I saw some, because I do believe I was a mod at the time when that went down. I do believe I was a mod, and I did see some footage bumping around. That might be some digging things.
All right. Uh, yeah, something out there. Nothing like somebody actually came up with like a full-fledged edited
Yeah,
video
I
or
don't think
something.
so. I think it was more of just videos for in the tickets and all that stuff.
All right. You were actually the first media I saw in We the Remain. I just remember clicking a random video, and then it was you. I was laughing my ass off the entire time. Half of it was like the way you talked and the way you were talking. You were coming up to this base, and you're like, so you kind of stole one of my trucks. Now I'm here
Oh,
to.
so that is a little that is called the Electro Special in our my friend group. Funnily enough, we actually have some of the guys that were in that we ended up killing in our group this iteration. And I was talking to the leader, who is Buck Jonesy. And if he was around, that whole situation would have never happened. I don't know why they thought it was a good idea to shoot heavily armed men with shotguns at the time. So I don't know what the heck was going through their head at that time. But in the end, we did get the truck back.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, it was definitely a very, very interesting video at the time. It was like one of my very first base raids too, believe it or not. Besides the cartel, actually, I think this was this was after the cartel or before. This was before. But yeah, it was my very first base raid. Went decently well. I do feel bad for killing them. Didn't want that to end that way, but force my hand type things.
Yeah,
So
although there was a lot of banner back and forth before bullets started.
yeah, I had, I didn't want it to go that way. I was a pretty peaceful guy. Still am a pretty peaceful guy, I would like to say. But, it was one of those things that I didn't want to end in a shootout. I wanted just to get my truck back.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't care how they got it. I was actually offering to let them borrow the truck when they needed it. It was all for it. Then they shot me with the pump action. So then that kind of got revoked and didn't want them to have the truck anymore.
Yeah.
And that ended up with one of my group members dying, sadly. But it was they fought that battle pretty dang good. I'm gonna give it to them. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Wouldn't want to mess with them after that anymore. That's for sure.
It was just like a hilarious, like, I don't know why I found it funny. Maybe it wasn't intentionally funny or not, but just the way you approached them, like, yeah, so you got my truck back there.
I'm gonna need it back. I'm gonna need that back.
Yeah.
And from what I was told, being told all that stuff, they actually told the person who came out front not to actually come up front. They told them not to do that, and they did it anyways. And then he walked outside the gate, and it kind of just went from there. But it was it was good RP, I
Yeah.
enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was a nice little shootout
Altercation.
too. Yeah, I think you
Yeah.
even got knocked out in that and woke back
Yeah,
up.
I did.
Kept
Yeah,
shooting.
yep, I did. Yeah, I got knocked out. They didn't double tap me or anything.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I was able to get back up and continue fighting.
Yeah.
But we got the truck back in the end.
All right.
Walked away with a few injuries, but all in good fun.
Now, like behind the screen, to say when you're sitting there with your controller and you're role playing that, and then you start getting the shootout, and then you go in I mean, does that shit make like your adrenaline just like
Oh,
fire?
100%, yeah.
Yeah.
100%, my heart's racing and everything, I'm getting the sweaty palms,
Uh-huh.
getting the gamer sweat, you could say. But, you gotta kind of keep your composure through all that stuff, obviously. But, yeah, no, it's 100% adrenaline,
All right.
because, I'm not a guy who PvPs a lot, I guess. I more stick to the roleplay aspect of everything because I enjoy that a lot. But yeah, it's 100% still human. Still get those jitters.
Yeah. Nah, and it was a sweet interaction. I think that's if you had like some hardcore PvP in there, you probably would have ruined everything, and just everybody would have been dead.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm glad we have that long application, to prevent all of that.
Yeah.
It's definitely one of those things that is grateful. Yeah, it sucks doing. I get it. But once you get into the server, it's definitely worth it,
Oh yeah.
You won't find another server like it, like WTR.
No, for sure. It's the best roleplay server you can get on console, for sure.
Yep. Search up roleplay servers on PS4, and it'll probably be like one of the first ones that pop up, actually.
Onion's actually been I don't know if you checked it out yet. He was working on a website, I think.
Yeah, I did see that. I think, what was it, in the announcements, I do believe? I did see that. Haven't checked it out yet. But yeah, no, that's awesome that's coming about. It's crazy to think that over a year ago, this server had like about 1,000 people in it, and it was just some little, roleplay server. I don't even think we were at 1,000 a year ago. Well, yeah, but it's just weird to think back that long ago that, we were barely known, and now we're this big community that has a sister server, obviously, But it's crazy how far we've actually come.
Right? It's a lot of growth. I mean, a year's not really that long when you really want to.
Yeah. I think it started off as like a 40-some slot server, and then we slowly managed to get it up to a 64 slot, and even now I'm thinking we might need to up that slottage a little bit.
Right? Yeah.
Because past few weeks it's been full, and it's like, wow, all right.
Yeah, you almost need priority queuing if you want to get on in the peak
Yep.
time.
Thank God I got priority queuing.
Yeah, actually, as soon as Onion made that announcement about how it's gonna like cost like $40 from now on, it's like, yeah, fuck
Yeah.
it. I'm dropping my $15. I'm getting it.
Yep. I think, yeah. I think at one time it used to actually be $5 too. Used to be really dirt cheap.
Yeah.
I'm glad I got my diamond when I did, because now I think it's like $100 now, I do believe, or something like that.
Yeah.
Not complaining at the prices. They definitely need to pay for the server somehow.
Right, yeah. And yeah, I mean, it's awesome to see people actually care enough about. I mean, like I don't have that kind of money to throw around, but I have seen one or two donations where I'm just like, holy shit.
Yeah, the $1,000 one. It's like, okay, all right. I don't know where you just got $1,000 lying around, but hey, go right ahead, buddy. That'll pay for the server for about a year,
Right. It's
or
like
two.
it's like I'm scratching my head, but at the same time, it's like, well, Hell yeah. The server just got $1,000. That's up to you.
Yeah, exactly. I'm
Yeah.
just waiting for there to be a $5,000 roll.
Oh, good God.
Someone will be that crazy to donate that much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just waiting for it. That's all.
Hmm. Yeah, it's definitely it's jaw drop. It was jaw dropping, at least.
Yeah, $1,000. I couldn't believe it when I saw that announcement. It's like, wow, okay.
Hmm. Who did you mess around in the prologue?
Yeah, yep, no, I definitely did. I was one of them who had the joke characters, too. Uh, yeah, uh, I was a few characters actually. I don't even really remember hardly any, but I was one character called Richard I Swallow. Um, Obviously the nickname for Richard is Dick, so it'd be Dick I Swallow, and I would go by that. Um,
Oh, good
and I
God.
had a brother named Peter I Swallow. It's a great time. You know, don't know how I didn't get in trouble for those names, but I didn't.
Yeah. So next question. You still there, bud?
Yep,
Oh, okay.
I am. Just gotta.
Yeah, that's lovely. Genome, the
Yeah, it
Electro
is.
Special. I guess Genome, are you do you recognize that name?
No, I do not.
Oh,
Actually, probably has a different gamer tag
yeah.
than what's displayed on YouTube. But yeah.
Michael is here. Oh, it's Go Reaper.
Ah, that makes sense. Yeah, he was there.
Michael coming in. I'm here. Don't worry. Thanks, Michael. Very dedicated listener, man. I don't think you've missed one yet, have you? We got Duke the Nuke, which is his current character here today. Um, Also known as Dick I Swallow. Very
He went by a lot of
very in-depth character, that one. Had a lot of
totally.
yeah, had like a 6-page biography.
Yep. 6 pages filled to the brim with just his life story at the
Yeah,
time. Yep.
very rich character.
Totally didn't just go around beating the crap out of everybody with a shovel for fun. Mm-mm. No.
Oh, that's right. I ran into you when I was Norman. I forget about that.
Yep.
I think you
Yep.
did hit me. Yeah, you hit me with the shovel. That's right. This is
Yeah.
true. I can attest to the shovel beatings. Norman was a joke character too, originally. Like I was like, I don't know what the fuck to do. So I was watching Bates Motel at the time. I was like, maybe I just like copy and paste character. But yeah. What about you were somebody before Duke the Nuke, right?
Um.
When the iteration
Yeah.
started? Yeah.
Yeah, Giuseppe.
Okay. Because I slightly I don't think I saw him in game, but I watched a video like 2 weeks ago. Ah, fuck. It's like he get disconnected. Michael says these are fun and give me a good laugh. Yeah, for sure. Thanks, Michael. Thanks for watching. We actually have a special guest co-host that should be here in the next 10 minutes or so. Um, right now, Gunner is disconnected. So I'm just gonna wait a minute. status is of the let's send him another invite. God, I wish Wila was here. Son of a bitch. Nah, while I had some company over. Oh, I never noticed that. Handyman on the hard hat. Oh, Wila has some company over today. She couldn't make it. Shit, it could be you, Michael. Are you online, Michael? You want to hop in, Mike? Be the co-host? How the hell? Is Wila online? A jerk? Send her an invite. The hell? Drown in here. Alright. Just checking some stuff there. Try reading the back of a bean can. Yeah? Oh, I don't think we have any of this here. Send, I gotta send another invite out. He got disconnected. Hold. Um, Gun. Okay, am I still on? Good God. Did I get disconnected? Okay. Can anybody hear me right now? Yeah. Well, party chat sucks. There's some issues with party chat right now. Doesn't seem to be it's disconnecting everybody. Can you hear you? All right. Gunner. Gunner. Just gotta get the PSN real quick. Oh shit. Okay, so Gunner's internet went out. Alright, sorry about that, guys. So Gunner's internet has went down. Um, hold. I'm gonna try to invite somebody else. Uh, oh, it's fantastic. Um, just looking for another guest. This is not my ID. Rip internet. Yeah, Michael. Okay, you can hear me. Michael says PSN party chat has been bad all day. Huh. Oh yeah, he just sent me a DM saying his internet actually failed. So shit. Bah. Are you on, Michael? You want to hop in, bud? Anybody watching? Want to join the podcast? Try to find another guest or something real quick. Oh, yeah. I heard that, Michael. Yeah, you don't want to do that. This is not my ID. What's up, buddy? What's up, bud? Let's see here. Just trying to find another guest. Unless somebody in the chat wants to hop in, I don't mind. Just give me the word. We both know it'll be a 4-hour commitment if I did. Yeah. Screw it. I mean, if you want to, this is not my idea. I feel like, I mean, we can do an hour, so if you want. You can, somebody pretend to be Gunner. I'm just joking, but. Yeah, the last podcast we did went for, yeah, that was like 4 or 5 hours, wasn't it? Jesus Christ. It's very hard not to do it. I always stop myself in the pause. Yeah, you just don't want to do it. It's, all right, sweet, sweet. I know it's a hard habit to break, Michael, but yeah, it took me a while too. But it certainly is a rule break. Checking Maddie list. All right, I'll send you a invite. Gladly join, but you're starting to lose your voice. I mean, if you want to, man, let me know. I'll invite you. This is not my ID. Isn't that your PSN too? The same. Can you put your PSN in here? This is not my ID. Should be a landmine in here. Yeah. Yeah, if you want to join, Michael, just I think I have you friended, so I'll send you an invite. I don't know if you're online or not right now, Michael. Let's see. Okay, there you are. This is not my ID underscore. Add players. I'm not currently online, but I'm always appearing offline. Gotcha. You gotta watch them. Stay away from them stalkers, huh? Michael, know what you're saying, bud. A lot of simps out there. This is not my ID underscore. Boom. All right, invites have been sent. Join at your own free will.
Hello,
Henry,
hello, hello.
what's up, buddy?
What's happening, man?
Hey man, thanks for hopping in.
Yeah, no worries. Good timing. I was scrolling through the Discord and saw the promotion tab. Thought, well, why not hop in and
Yeah,
try and catch them when I can.
all right, thank you. I had a guest. I wasn't just talking in here by myself like a lunatic.
Who's the guest this week?
It was Gunner Duke
Oh right, yeah, yeah.
Duke the Nuke, but then his internet went out.
Christ, I can't remember who Gunner was last season. There's a couple of
Uh,
people, I think.
yeah, Vinny and I think he was Vinny at the Oasis, and then he was Ash
Oh.
Larson for the most
Yeah, that was
part.
it. It was Ash. Annoying bastard.
I didn't
Yeah,
really.
no.
It was like the first guy actually ran. Ooh, I finally got it. I'm such a bad shot. He's like the first guy I actually ran into in game. I realized
Yeah,
on the
I
other
I
main.
developed into a relationship of spurring his character to kill himself because he wouldn't shut up about it, and that was our relationship for I think like a month. I can't remember how he died actually. I suppose that's his story. But yeah, man. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's nice that you got them bookings up as well. It's cool to see.
yeah, yeah. I was around like around April. I'm
Yeah.
gonna kind of go through the list. I know you're on there again. And we're gonna figure out um like another 3 months. We're just
Mm.
gonna try to do like 3 months at a time, and then
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, that's good. I mean, I'm assuming you've got a lot of DMs to go on and have people asking to come on and all that sort of stuff.
yeah, yeah. I know,
I mean,
yeah. I-
is there a specific process? Like, if someone, obviously, I know you're not accepting bookings anymore, but when someone messages you, do you have a thought process as to what qualifies them and what maybe doesn't qualify them, or is it just sort of anyone that comes along?
Pretty much anybody. But if it's
Mm.
like somebody I already know about a lot, um, then I'll feel like, oh yeah, it'll be easy to talk to him because I already,
Yeah, yeah.
I already, especially if you had a storyline with him in games, like, oh, we can talk about that, or or if you're just like a fan in general.
Mm.
But if it's like somebody I have no idea who they are, I'll ask them questions first in DM, like,
Mm.
well, and then half the time I'm like, oh yeah, I know who you are, and go from there.
Start having an application process of people handing their CVs, like a
Yeah,
resume for RP.
right. I mean, yeah, we'll talk to anybody
Mm.
as long as it's,
Everyone's got something interesting, even if it's, short or,
yeah.
you know. There's
But
I can't remember the name, but there's someone last iteration that literally them and their friend that ran around and only met like two people, and they had some ridiculous storyline. But I didn't get to speak to them much. I think they died the day after I met them. So
oh god,
mm. Yeah, people like that are always interesting to speak to. When they're
yeah,
entirely removed from like the main stuff going on in the server, it's always good.
yeah. How have you been doing, man? I don't feel like
Been alright. I've been busy.
I haven't bumped into you in a minute.
Yeah, I haven't been on the server much. I've probably been on the server maybe a handful of times this iteration at least. I had a character that died, and then sort of it was perfect timing for some stuff going on IRL, just with work and being busy and all that sort of stuff. And
Hmm.
it was an alright time to go. Alright, I'm gonna leave this to the side for a minute, and you know, which
Yeah,
it's nice to have a break from the stress of the previous iteration. Because I think I said it last time. There were points in that iteration where it was just no, it was getting heavy. Uh,
yeah, yeah.
so it's not too bad this iteration, but
You
yeah,
were
no. So
running around doing a lot of in the last generation, doing a lot of gossip between two, making other groups
mm.
fight.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's yeah, always an interesting one. It's been quite nice actually since I've had the break. I'll get a message every 2 or 3 weeks, and someone will be asking, where have I been? What am I doing? Am I dead? Sort of thing. And
Mhm.
no, I'm not dead. I'm still very much breathing. It's just commitments and things like that. I had a plan. I put out a second like parody song maybe a month ago or something like that. And
Oh, are you dead or you're planning on it?
I did. I did. What was it? It's called Parody of a song from the 50s called Charlie's Shoes. So I changed the words to be about killing a dude for his boots. But I thought briefly, because a lot of my work outside of, well, obviously IRL is to do with performing and things like that. I thought, well, maybe it would be an idea to actually do that song on stage and and film it and put it into the Discord. Go,
Yeah.
hey, look, here's a it's a parody song that I'm doing live. But that might happen, that might not happen. We got a month to figure that one out. So, but yeah, man, it's all been fairly busy. But I've had the server in the back of my mind for the last few months anyway, and I keep up on the Discord and some of the changes, and I'll always read the suggestions channel and laugh a little bit. So,
Yeah. I'll have to check that out. I still got floor bacon stuck in my mind or stuck in my head.
to be fair, I haven't. I made a SoundCloud specifically for it. I think just to
Mm.
um,
We the
see
Remain
if I could
soundtrack.
keep everything together. But if I could remember the bastard name for it.
You probably could. You probably could come up with a nice little handful of No We the Remain album.
Well, with there was I sort of did it with Floor Bacon, but there was a character I had planned. Well, actually, one of my characters from this iteration ongoing. And the idea was to go around and meet people and see if I could get stories from them, and if they were interesting enough, or if I could bend them enough, then I'd turn them into songs and things. But
Mm-hmm.
fortunately, my character was was killed before I could get through with that, and I never really did that with the character, so I suppose I could do it with someone else. But it's just
Yeah.
having the time, really. I'd imagine sometime around May I'll be able to get back into it for a month or two and really get going. Whether or not that'll be during this iteration or the next one, then we'll see. But yeah, I think adding an extra level of media submissions to the Discord would help a little bit.
Yeah. There's a few out there too. You could pluck. Wyla wrote an original song for Metal Alert. I think it was
Right, right.
Wastelands. He used it in a video. And that was it's a pretty good song.
Yeah, I think I got a message from her not too long ago saying about that, and that I needed to hear it, but obviously my my sporadic nature to be on the server hasn't allowed me to recently, so it's sort of I gotta catch that at some point. But,
Yeah, just plug in my own shit. You can check it out in Norman Strikes Daisy RP video.
hey,
It's at the very end.
gotta jump on that one. But yeah, I'm always watching the promotion channel. I've got to not to create elitism for all the plebs that aren't promoters on the Discord.
Alright.
But I need to. I generally jump around videos and I'll watch some people's stuff like Crep Theft. I'll keep up with his uploads fairly often when they come up. And,
Oh yeah, he's always got something entertaining.
oh yeah, it's it's nice to see people making stuff and enjoying their time and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. Did you see his? I don't think it was the last video, but one of them he was Susie, I think, and he's got like he's walking around with like skirt on and
Yeah, there's gonna be that. That's I always like the characters that are batshit. They're not they're not just oh I'm just surviving, and they're not oh I'm super special sniper, cool boy.
Oh.
It's hey I'm
well,
batshit crazy.
mhm.
So, yeah, man, I do like the variation there when it comes around, and need an even balance anyway. I suppose you do need the military guys, you do need the normal people and all that. But
Yeah, there's always going to be the military peeps. What's up, Logan Measley? Hey guys. Michael says that's a nice gun. It just doesn't do enough damage. I've actually never found this gun in game.
Oh, the
Um,
AUG's good, dude.
yeah.
That's just solid. If you get the one with the fixed scope, it's that scope's good. I've hopped in official a few times and tried it out and see what I could find. But yeah, it's not a bad rifle. I mean, it's technically it's got the same. Well, it should technically have the same range as an M4. The barrel length's technically the same.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's a nice little weapon to have. I'm liking the bullpups at the moment. And the FAMAS is terrifying. That genuinely scares me.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, the AUG's great.
Yeah, I haven't seen the fame. I've been finding. Well, I haven't been actively looking for it,
Hmm.
but I have seen some magazines for the Lee Famas. Whatever, it's good. Michael says I enjoy the Monroe Files. Yeah, yeah. Dean Ford puts out a lot of, or Dr. Monroe puts out a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, I think I've caught a couple of those recently. I think.
Well, the last time I saw you, this is not my idea. I think you were with Stephen French. What character was that?
Yeah, I was. Christ. See, the problem is the character had so many different names that I can't remember which name was the real name. Shit. Tulak. That was it. Tulak
Oh
Borgiano.
yeah,
Yeah.
yep. All right,
Yep.
yeah.
He on the way to his I'm not gonna say much outside of it. On the way to his execution, someone said your name's Tulak, right? And I said no, my name's Jehovah. And there was a
Jehovah?
genuine moment where everybody went, "Is it Jehovah? I heard it was this different one. Is it Tulak? I don't think it's Tulak." It's like, yes, it's worked perfectly. But no, it was not enough to dig me out of the hole I was in. So
Yeah.
uh,
It's
I was not breathing soon after.
yeah. What happened with that? How did that go down? I mean,
Well,
it's been a while, hasn't it?
it's been a long time. Pretty much, as far as I know, everyone that was involved is dead. I do have the video privated of my execution. It was just more or less the execution itself was a subject of a ticket for about a day, and it was a bit of a pain. Basically, how it broke down was we heard that there was a group moving around looking for us, and so we were guessing spots that they would go to find us. And I thought, right, fuck it, I'll break off on my own, and if I'm on my own, then people can't back up who I am, and I can deny stuff. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I met up with the guy that we'd been seeing for the last couple of days, and I said, well, I'm going to this place if you want to come with me, and got into actually a really good RP conversation with him, and all of a sudden, like, you know, I think 8 or 9 guys just burst around the corner and make me drop my shit. And yeah, they pulled me over into this like wooded area and did the usual, you know, tie me up, put me on my knees, and ask me questions. And I basically just fucked with them for half an hour and told them useless shit. I think they were looking for Mr. French, so I told them he was on the southernmost island at the very southern part of it, and there was a rumor that they did go down. I don't know if they did, but if they did, that's hilarious. But in the end, basically, it came down to the justification was that I was associated with the people they wanted dead. They couldn't pinpoint exactly what I'd done, and by that point, I was like, right, well, I'm not getting out of this. So I straight up just told them a reason why they could kill me and got it over with, and that was sort of it. And it coincided really well with some IRL stuff I had to do, and you know, shows and things like that to prepare for. So I was like, right, well, you know what, I'm good. But yeah, so it's just I got caught out on my own on the wrong day, and yeah, that's how it goes. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's all right. Shit happens. But yeah, I think that was the first time first time for an actual character I got killed, which was kind of weird. It sort of shook me a little bit. So I fully expected Henry to die, and then obviously that didn't happen. I was like, right, well, with Tulak, I was like, alright, it's gonna happen. I don't know when, but it's going to. There's no way I was gonna survive 2 seasons without dying. But, I do. Technically, I still have a character alive from that season. I was allowed to pick up the role of the police officer I played in the pre-season during the evacuation stuff. So I thought that would be pretty cool to pick up and see if I could find any people. I didn't actually know if any of the other officers or the police. I knew one maybe was alive, but that was about it. That was an objective. But after a few days of wandering around, I was busy again, so I didn't get to find those people. But, yeah, I'm not quite sure. So basically, I come in and I get messages going, you're about, do you know what's going on? It's like, I have no clue what's going on in the server right now. Like, I'll hop on, say hello to somebody, and that's about it. That's yeah. Most I get is people's videos every now and then.
Yeah, there's quite a bit going on. I think something interesting. I think was I think Cabot was the last. I think he was one of the last not bunker guys, but one of the police. I'm gonna say.
Yeah, it was.
Prologue police.
I think he came by a few weeks before I died, and I think he might have mentioned that. But the separation with the police guys and the military guys in that pre-season was quite a big gap. Purely like us as the police characters, we sort of thought, well, at some point they're just going to execute the police and get rid of us. We didn't think we'd get in the bunker or anything like that. So we sort of just separated them, like, right, we'll do what we can. But yeah, so it's more of, okay, well, were any of the other police officers alive? And if they were they any different? Was sort of the test I had. But it's very hard trying to find one person in all of Chernobyl.
Yeah, especially after a month or two or a few months of the character from that prologue is probably completely different by now. If they're so alive.
Oh, especially after about 6 hours of interaction. Because I was called in. I was still a trial mod then, and I literally just put in a message like, hey, if you needed more police officers, I'll switch over and all that sort of stuff. I'd put Ross Kemp in the Koss Remp in the ocean by then, and he was gone. He was back on the plane to the UK, so sort of had a spare character to go with.
Yeah, that was the reporter guy, right?
Yeah, it's in fact, actually, I had a couple of people message me about the documentary I was making. I genuinely was making a documentary. I do have about 4 or 5 gigs of footage, and I always meant to edit it, but the editing software is. I need to update my Mac before I can download the software again, and my Mac is a piece of shit, so I'm sort of stuck for it. I can't really edit it together, and I don't know. But there was some interesting shit there.
For sure. I completely
I really
expected.
want to sanitize it.
Yeah, I completely expected that. I was like, all right, well, I know what videos are coming out on his YouTube.
Yeah, I thought, well, most of my uploads are just like 30-second clips and dumb shit that happens, but I do like the idea of putting some time into a long-form video that's not part of a series, because there's not many of that. There's not, I don't know, people, obviously so much happens, you won't see people making like hour-long videos that are one-off for a specific character. I suppose if an iteration was short enough, but you could probably do it with a pre-season. Yeah, I'd sort of planned to, instead of it just being a documentary, I wanted it to be a segment from like a news station. It would be about 20 minutes long or something like that, probably about 15, but I interviewed like 4 or 5 people, and there's some really uncanny moments of, I think I was interviewing the police chief and a shooting happened on the other side of Gorka, and so the camera just turns from, still camera for an interview to, like handheld running through the street, and it looked very Ukraine-esque, if I dare say. And so I was like, right, well, shit, it was, I'd really love to get around to it and fix everything and edit it, but it's just, God, man, my file sizes for other stuff is just ridiculously massive.
All right.
Yeah.
I do remember watching. I can't remember if it was somebody's stream that you
Hmm.
were in the town and there was shots going off around you. I was
Yeah.
like, good God.
Yeah. Well, I thought that I'd get the footage just by streaming, and that I could clip parts of the stream. Problem is, I started using the face cam around then, and which was a really weird moment. Sort of, there's a lot more interaction on a stream with a face cam, and so, well, I couldn't clip the footage directly from the stream. I'd have to clip it in game, and then it saves it without the face cam. And I don't know. Once something happens and it goes on for 45 minutes, you don't really notice it's been 45 minutes, and by then you've lost like context of the start of the clip, and
Yeah.
yeah, it became a fucking mess. So I then decided, okay, rather than having the original idea was let's have an on the ground report showing everything that's going on, and instead I was like, actually, if Cosremp's a reporter that's approved to be in country, then the government's going to approve the report. So the report was actually going to be the police are really the good guys, nothing's going on, there's no rebel groups, and they're all bad, and it's going to be a very sanitized and clean report that had no like actual representation of what the iteration was like.
Yeah.
Yeah, entirely steers away from the fact that Cosremp killed a man in the street, stabbed another one, and was trying to buy a automatic pistol from someone. But that's just tourism, I suppose.
Uh-huh.
Very
Do
fun
you
though. There's another one I'd love to do a reporter again. It was really fun to do.
Yeah, it was a nice little setup watching it. I think you had I remember when you did an interview with Stephen French in the
Mm.
prologue. It felt it felt like watching one of them things where it's like a black screen and somebody has like a fake voice.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
felt like it could have led to something like that if it was some cool.
Well, a few of the English, or I suppose the people from the UK in the Discord that have, you know, been around and seen TV, they know that Stephen French is a real guy in the UK, and practically the way that he played Stephen French is just Stephen French. He's that batshit, and so the idea was sort of, well, there was a documentary from a guy called Ross Kemp who interviewed Stephen French, and I thought, right, well, I'll be Crossrem, we'll have Stephen French about, and we'll try and make a documentary similar to the one that was already made, just in a setting that makes no sense. Um, and then it was like, well, there's some other interesting people. I think Tom's character in the preseason, he had this whole segment that was about 5 minutes, and he was on the furthest town that had no police in it, and it was basically like, right, well, he's become his own police force and reinforced this barn on his own, and he's talking about the troubles he has with people coming through and trying to steal stuff and shoot each other and things like that. And there's the ride along with the police that was really easy for some reason, just walking up to a police station and going, hey, I'm press, can I have a press vest? They go, yeah, sure, bud. And then getting mobbed by every single person around the police station going, where'd you get the body armor? How'd you get it?
Yeah.
I'm press, you retard. Stop. Stop asking me.
It's like seeing alien spaceship.
Oh, yeah. I wish I could have had a helmet. If I could have had the, like a ballistic helmet that was grey or something like that, that would have been great.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the only thing lost on that pre-season was that it was martial law and there was a war going on in the rest of the country. There wasn't enough of that feeling, I don't think. People just thought, yeah, we'll just shoot each other and become rebel groups for no reason.
Yeah. The end event was very tense, getting to the bunkers and waiting in the lines. That was extremely. It felt like one of them war movies where they're lining up a bunch of people to go kill them, and then you're not sure if they're gonna get killed or they're in the right group. I was looking around.
Oh god.
I was trying to like study the people they'd put me with, and I'm like, oh yeah, there's 3 old people in this group. Yep, they're gonna kill us.
I was nervous, man. Like we had that long line of people, and we pulled everyone up and processed them, and I think it was Me, maybe crap theft. We went off to the side with a few officers, like, of the MPs, and they were just like, okay, so we separated the two groups. The ones that are in the shelter are the ones that we're going to process. The other ones, we're not going to shoot them, but we're just going to tell them, you're on your own.
Mm-hmm.
We're like, right, well, they're not going to be happy with that. They're just going to mob you. It's like, well, that's why we have automatic rifles. We'll figure it out. It's like, okay, cool. And we, so
Yeah.
all the police officers take this processed group down. I'm sure you remember, outside of the radio station. And I pulled someone to the side, I think, and I was like, my paranoid mind was that the MPs were going to take that other group, and that was the real group that was being saved, and that we were the ones that were being left for the nukes. I was like, well, that would make sense if it's only police officers and this other group of people. But yeah, I didn't even quite know the reasoning as to who was chosen and who wasn't. It was sort of, I'm just gonna let the MPs get up to it and do my job and be an NPC for an evening, which was fun. I liked just being part of the world and not having too much of an influence on it and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. Lecky comes in, or Michael says his phone's dying. He'll be watching on PlayStation. Oh, thanks, man. Like I said, you feel free to hop in if you want, bud. I don't think you're whitelisted. Well, I did send you an invite. Shoot the landmines on the poles in the lake. Oh yeah, Lecky, I've been blasting those bad boys. Jim talks. Where is this on the map? This is Black Lake. Just modded in. Lovely cabin. That
Is this a podcast server?
yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. This is the We the Remain owner. Just modded this in. Lecky or Meatball. It's very nice. I don't know if I don't know if I had. Yeah, this was made after we did your podcast.
Oh yeah.
It's very nice though. God, I wish there was more. There's supposed to be. I did talk to Meatball about it. He said he was gonna kind of put these in more so in the next iteration, like little things like this, if not already in this current one. I have ran across a few custom. There's like a legitimate circus.
Right.
Yeah. That I was gonna do something with that, but then like 3 days later, it had been there the entire iteration, I guess, like an actual circus, right? And it was untouched. And then as soon as I find out, I'm like, oh hell yeah, I'm gonna start a circus. And then like 3 days later, it's all boarded up. I'm like, well, what the fuck?
See, what would be cool, and anybody listening can steal the idea. I think there was a plan floated around to have a traveling like medicine show for this iteration, and it would be cool to sort of every week move the location of circus tents as if it was a traveling like a caravan for performers, and that'd be an interesting thing to add to the world and make it seem more lived in.
Yeah. Well, I
or
do
even the
know.
caravans, stuff like that. You could probably just say, hey, look, we put the horses in another field and we live out of caravans and sort of move around move around the map.
Yeah, it's totally possible. I mean, as long as you got a group with like 12 members, you can request. There's a list of items or buildings right now that you can like radio. You can do like little satellites, tents.
Well, I had a little idea because I obviously I heard about the changes that they added into the servers and things like that, which was just really cool. And I thought of an idea, and again, someone can steal this if they like, of having a bunker in a field, not like an underground one, but a pillbox basically, and be a soldier living in it that was stationed in it when the bombs fell, survived, and then that's just sort of where he's been. He's just sort of set up and got his own stuff, and isolated himself for quite a long time, and see who comes across and see who you meet. And I thought that might be an interesting idea. He's not some special forces dude. He's just some butt-fuck guard that got told to stay there while the world ended. So it's, you know,
Yeah.
having an identity crisis. And,
Yeah, that would
Yeah,
be
it
pretty
could be.
interesting.
could be a plan, but
Yeah. Have you I know you said you've been kind of keeping up to the server via Discord and like some media, but yeah, I understand real life and stuff. Do you have like a date or an estimated time of when you think you could be like, okay, I can probably come back and get a nice full-time commitment, maybe drop a, get a character going.
it's most likely going to be early June.
Yeah.
It's sort of the way that I work. I'll have fuck it. So I'm a musician, and I have obviously specific shows on specific dates, but I put a lot of time into preparation for those shows. So if I have a show, let's say at the end of the month, it's going to be 2 months of rehearsals, organizing, experimenting. I'll go out and try set lists and songs and things like that, learning songs as well. So
Hmm.
it's a lot of time to put in, and I'm at university as well, so I've got to juggle that, and it's a big time obligation. So half the time, they'll come in on an evening, 10 or 11 in the evening, and I could probably hop on for a few hours, but you sort of sit down and you think, you know what, I just don't have the energy today, and just go to sleep or drink 4 cups of tea and
Yeah.
whatever. Or naturally, as a student, be drunk 5 out of the 7 days of the week and wish that you could have done the 6th, but yeah, get that out of the way. But yeah, I'd probably say early June is most likely the time that I'll have. Actually, probably early to mid June, which I'm looking forward to. I'm hoping there's a new iteration by then. I'm hoping I can catch the preseason. But
Yeah, probably.
yeah,
I keep hearing there's going to be a server wipe in maybe the next update. Not
right.
not our server, but just like
Yeah.
general. Uh,
Just
I,
get rid of everyone's official stuff.
yeah, I don't know if you have to wipe. I guess we would have to wipe to do the update if it required a wipe or
Yeah, I
something.
think. Don't quote me on it. But I think with some updates you have to have server wipes to be compatible with certain aspects.
Yeah,
Um,
and not to blow any smoke up your beauty there, but that makes sense that you're a musician because the few times I've heard you sing in game, I'm like, yeah, that's not the average. That's not the usual shower voice. It's not.
Well, I'm pretty sure the last time I streamed, I spent 2 hours at night just fucking singing songs and fucking around. What else is there to do if there's no one around? I'm just sat next to a fire for half an
Mhm.
hour, however long night time is.
Right.
But yeah, so I didn't plan it with Henry. It's just that Henry lived too long, so I couldn't. I got not bored of playing Henry, but I wanted to try something new. I was like, right, well, I want to try a musician character, but the iteration's almost over, and I thought, well, fuck it.
Yeah.
Henry's learned guitar in the apocalypse. You might as well. You got enough time.
Right. Oh man, how awesome would that be to see them start adding like instruments and stuff like that?
Oh yeah, yeah. I don't know if there's any instrument files in the game. I feel like there probably is somewhere, but
Right.
no, actually, I'm sat here staring at the stream and realised I probably just bring up a new window. Let's see.
Because there are a few things that can. I was trying to think of items in game that you can actually use to make noise. I know there's
Yeah.
the alarm clock, but
Well, I had an idea, and so I bought a guitar that is it looks like a ukulele, but it's a bit bigger than a ukulele because it's again actually a guitar. Um, and I bought it because it was small enough to have next to my desk and play near the microphone, and it wasn't as much of a pain in the ass as a normal guitar is. And
hmm.
so the way I wanted to reflect that in game was get the smaller shovel,
Yeah.
and so it's like, well, that's about the same size, and I could pretend as if that was the instrument. But if there was an actual model for an instrument, then that'd be really fucking cool.
Yeah. It is lovely to actually.
Hmm.
You get that moment in games sitting around a campfire at night, and then somebody busts out the guitar, and it's kind of a calming, peaceful. Then, like I said, man, like that song you did for Bacon, I put that in. That song gets stuck in my head so much. I actually just I don't even know if I asked you. I could be getting copyright strikes here. I
Oh
put it.
no, it's
I
well,
put it in the
Floor
video.
Bacon's original. So fortunately, it's just a parody of me being an idiot, basically. Um, the only thing that it would get copy strike for, and it wouldn't, is the opening melody with the guitar is from a Hank Williams song in the late 40s. I was like,
Oh,
well, I recorded it. I was like, oh, you know what, that'll
yeah,
work. That
yeah.
sounds about right.
Oh no, I
But
meant like you copy coming at me.
oh God, no, absolutely not. People can use it however they want, man.
Yeah.
If you want to make a drum and bass remix of it, I'll even send you the stems.
Oh god.
If any of you are on a music course and you want to mix stuff for a project, I will send you the project file and you can fuck around with it.
Yeah. Dying Warrior comes in. Hey, what's up, Eddie? Who am I with? I was with Duke the Nuke, but then his internet died, and now I am with This
Some
Is
English
M90.
gobshite.
Yeah, yeah. There we
Yeah.
go. It's there we go. Yeah.
I'm not
Mystery
worth
get.
naming.
So he is a 24-hour. Probably the only person. Yeah, the only person who remains with the
Oh yeah,
24-hour madman.
I
Rogue.
forgot about your attempt. How many hours did you make it in?
Yeah, well, I made a stream that said 24-hour stream,
Hmm.
so yeah, I
Good
totally
enough.
did it.
I think I remember you saying you were a bit drunk, right? You started it drunk or something.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. I went about like 6 7 hours, I think, and then
That's still pretty good. 6 to 7 hours is a lot of time to do just straight without a break, I suppose.
yeah, they had just let or somebody started fucking around with the weather, right? So it
Mm.
rained the entire time in game.
Mm.
And I'm not blaming it on that. And you know what? I'm completely blaming it on that and not my own stupidity. But it was like heavy downpour for seven
Yeah,
hours straight, and I just couldn't. I just stayed inside the. I didn't know what else to do, you know. So.
yeah, I get you.
And then
It's
yeah
it's a
yeah
challenge.
yeah I wasn't prepared. I was
No.
not prepared. I was just laying there in bed about to go to sleep, and I was a little
Mm.
drunk, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. 24 hours. Let's do it.
Yeah, I think I was probably, if I'd have been awake an hour more before I started the stream, I wouldn't have finished it. There was probably around 21, 22 hours where it got physically painful to sit there and play. Um,
Oh yeah.
yeah, it's just
I
it was I think 3 or 4 hours when there was just no one in the server, and I decided, right, I'm gonna go sightseeing, and I got to Chernobyl and looked at a monument, and I was like, I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm gonna go insane.
I can't imagine, man.
Mm.
Because you didn't even sleep the day before, right? You were just.
Yeah, no, I'd been up already for, I don't know, a good few hours before that, and
God.
I think by the end of it I was up. Let me think. If I'd been up, probably about
Mm,
7 hours before the stream started. So
Jesus Christ.
yeah, I think it was about 31, 30. No, because in fact, actually, once I hit the 24 hours, then it was the end of iteration party. So then we had that stuff. I stayed there for about another hour. So
Mm.
it was on for another 2 or 3 hours after the stream ended. Because once it hit 24 hours, my brain went, all right, cool, we don't need to sleep anymore. We're fine. Um, yeah.
You
So
get like a fourth, fifth wind.
yeah, something like that. Damn near like 34, 35 hours. I think I stayed awake. But, no, never again. Absolutely never again.
Oh, yeah.
Especially for
Why the hell are you in the chat? Get your ass and do your job.
God damn it, woman.
I tell you that it's a never-ending struggle. Yeah, that is amazing. I'm gonna try to do it again, but
Mm.
my thing was too like 6 hours until I'm like, wait a minute, man, I gotta go pick up so and so at this time. I'm never gonna be able to. Maybe I could do an intermission. I mean, I just didn't. I can admit I'm just not man enough. I'm not man enough to do it right now.
Yeah.
I gotta.
I can fully admit I genuinely probably about 2/3 of the way through the stream considered that on resets when I would go and make cups of tea, I thought could lay down in bed and set the timer for 1.5 minutes and sleep for a minute just to get myself through the next um like phase. And no, that I ultimately thought, well, no, it wouldn't be a full 24 hours if I slept for a minute out of the 24 hours. And,
Yeah.
it'd be more energy to do that than not do it. So, but yeah, it came real close.
Yeah.
I didn't expect it to, and I really do mean it. It got really painful.
Do you think you could have woke up after a minute and a half?
I think I probably could have. I've been known to. I've got the trait of I can sleep anywhere, and I can pretty much sleep on demand. So if I know I've got to do something and I've got 10 minutes to sleep, it's like, alright, cool. Takes me a minute, maybe, if I really focus. And like a very small superpower / talent of mine to just sleep on command. But,
Yeah.
yeah, dude, it's... yeah, the opposite is no, I do not like staying awake for extended amounts of time.
Yeah.
So I think it's probably trained me, because I've had lectures at 9 in the morning and been awake, drunk at 5:30 in the morning, thinking, oh, fuck's sake, I guess I'm not sleeping. So I'm trained, I'm prepared. All these other people, they're weak. You understand? I'm built different, it seems.
Yeah.
That's why I have a super special Discord tag that no one else has.
It probably never will, to be honest. You're probably going to be the only guy that has that.
I would like someone to do it, but I feel like I think I suggested something like a more than just a role, like an actual announcement plaque or something like that. Because I know as I kept doing it, more people were jumping on board, and I think the peak for the stream was like 18 or 19 people.
Yeah.
And it was good. I think each one had about 150, 160 views when I'd have to end sections of the stream just from people coming in and checking in. It's really, it gained a momentum as obviously the mods realised I wasn't just fucking around and I was serious for stupid reasons. But yeah, man, it's
I was going to ask you, does YouTube kick you off like after 8 hours of streaming?
No, you need to have. So the benefit I have is I have 2 monitors. Not for gaming. I'm not one of those guys. I have it for other reasons. But you know, when I'm here and streaming, I can keep the stream on one screen and play on the other. Generally, YouTube seems to not handle streams so well once they go over about 3.5 or 4 hours. Because I had NASA internet back then, and yeah, I think YouTube just sort of shits the bed. So it's either you start archiving the stream yourself and making a new one, which is probably a good idea, or you know, if the stream goes down, you keep an eye on it on a separate monitor and then just start a new one.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, because I remember a couple separate videos, and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, I was quite worried with the pings. I intended to make progress pings and be like, hey, look, I'm 16 hours through, or 1 hour left, and all of that. But I think more towards the end, the stream just kept fucking up. I think I had 3 or 4 in the last hour, and I was well aware that I would annoy people with the updates and the promotion channel and the media channel.
Well,
Well, I thought, fuck it, it's a 24-hour stream. No one else is
no,
doing it, so.
it's for sure. And again, man, respect. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to get that role one day. Wyla says, excuse me, I'm in bed. Oh, I've got to go to work. Boom.
Where?
Get in here and tell him yourself. Nah. She says, Boom, tell him I said hi, Pip.
Oh, hi Pip. Yeah, nice one. I still remember the name, and in fact, I almost said a joke saying the name, saying that sentence. You're very lucky.
Some type of inside insults or something going on here.
It is in fact to do with the money that she owed me from betting that I wouldn't do a 24-hour live stream.
Oh, I do remember that. Did she? Did
Yep.
she pay you?
Oh yeah, she did.
Okay,
The subsequent name on the account was, I believe, Philippa, for a myriad of different reasons. And so therefore the joke is that my real name is Philippa.
Okay.
I can confirm it's not, but it's just as weird.
Philipper. YouTube throws a fit when you stream longer than 6 or 7 hours, says Michael.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know. Why
It was
play?
absolutely a threat. God damn right.
I tell you what, man. If the bow and arrow update got released, which I don't know if it will or not, or if it's even a thing. They do have feathers now than the last update.
Right.
If that gets released, I feel like that would give me 10 hours of easily 10 hours of time.
I mean, you could certainly get up to testing stuff and fucking with people.
Yeah.
I'd want to be able to make explosive arrows.
Oh my god.
I'm not a simp for bows and arrows, but if there was explosive arrows, then that would be a fun one.
Yeah. Well, I would like to just see an iteration where it's just bows and arrows and melee, but I know that's never gonna happen.
Yeah, I think the game, especially coming from Arma, it's so based around milsim ideals and light simulation and stuff. It's you'll get dedicated people that would play a iteration without firearms, but eventually people are going to want to have them in. You'll have an endless suggestions of, hey, let's have 2 guns on the entire map and that's it. Don't spawn any more and all that sort of stuff.
Mm. Yeah, anytime it comes up, I think Onion just made an announcement. Like, how would you feel about a gunless iteration?
Yeah, I saw that.
It was like 6 votes, yes, 100 no.
Yeah, I think that the issue is there's more permanence to a main iteration because there's no set time limit. Whereas a pre-iteration, if it's especially like the last one where it's before the war and there's not going to be many guns in the first place, I think then that's where you need to make a hardline decision if there is guns or there isn't guns, rather than tiptoeing between the line, because people will be indecisive and you'll have an arms race. It was a really good case study last iteration for people with firearms.
Yeah. I mean, lore-wise, it would be easy to implement. You could just say the world ended in 1985 or 88 or whatever, and then now it's 2040. So I don't know.
I think the main thing now is keep me away from the lore team for next iteration. Is a good idea. I think we spoke a little bit about it on the last podcast I was on, with the ideas that floated around for the lore for the season, and the lore that I'd suggested was a run-on from 2014 in Ukraine. Pretty much everything that's gone down in the last 2 weeks was what I wrote. I've been sat in chats with people going, "Yeah, I didn't mean to, I didn't mean to write that."
You just thought that one up. You thought it out.
Yeah, no, it's not a. I need to stop it. I'm a Nostradamus in the Discord environment.
Good God. Yeah, no, I do kind of remember you talking about that.
Yeah.
That was back on episode 3, 4. I don't know.
Mm.
Michael, I can tell you because I have a few really long streams that were not Daisy related, and yeah, YouTube was getting angry. Michael, it looks like the guns are rare. Won the poll. Oh yeah, that was the third
Yeah.
option. Make guns
Well,
rare.
that
So,
that'll be it. You want them to be, you want them to be scarce. There was a couple times in the last iteration where early on, we couldn't find enough bullets to fill magazines, and we were really thinking about what we could pull off with that, and it felt
mhm.
like it had some meaning to build stock up and go to war with someone. But obviously, then when you're sat in a tiny house in the middle of a field with an armory that's big enough to arm like 200 people, sort of, well, where's the consequence for losing the stockpile and all that sort of stuff?
All right. And to be fair, I think they're rare. Like I haven't seen um I haven't actively been searching. I haven't been to Tizzy or nothing like that.
Hmm.
I had been to a few helicopter crashes, but like the most newest gun I've gotten is the M16, I think. Like I hadn't seen
Yeah.
any of the AUGs or anything like that in the server, but I mean I know they're there. I've seen them on other people, but
Hmm.
I suppose unless it's rare enough in this iteration, unless you're not, if you're not actively like, okay, I'm gonna go find that AUG today.
Yeah.
Like, cause I have been to military places, I've never really seen them, so they're
Hmm.
definitely rare. And forwards,
Yeah.
all that.
At least, yeah, your high tier stuff's going to be rare. But everyone's going to be running around with Krinkovs and MP5s and things like that. And
All right.
yeah, it's okay. It's not too bad, and I don't mind people having a majority of low tier weapons. But if it was a big deal to see a gun, that would change the sort of dynamics in the server, and
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
inevitably it'll be a one group with all the guns, and how are people going to combat that if most people have to fight with melee weapons and all that sort
Hmm.
of stuff.
I really think it's the rate of fire that,
Mm.
to me, is an issue. Uh,
Yeah,
Not certainly an issue, but it's just like you're not gonna combat somebody that has a M4 when you're kind of on like a civilian
yeah,
gun. You're not gonna bring a civilian gunfight into a military gunfight and win, for the most part, I guess. When you got
granted,
somebody that's got like 60 rounds, uh,
yeah. There's absolutely. I know one or two people that I would trust with a BK-18 to kill someone that has an M4, um, but that's quite literally maybe only two people I've met playing this game for
mm,
maybe 5 or 6 years now.
yeah,
Um, I wouldn't put it, and again, it's an RP community. Half the server has played the game sort of casually. Another section of it play PvP almost exclusively, and then there's people that have obviously played RP and not done anything else. They've joined for the RP aspect, and it's not all about PvP. Inevitably, in people's lives, in the game, they're going to hit a PvP point, which is terrifying for some people. But
right.
um, yeah, if we could find a way to instill that idea in everybody, and make weapon rarity a big deal, then
Hmm.
I think that would go to level the playing field a little bit more. And,
Yeah. I'm just saying when you get like 30 bullets a second flying at you, it
oh
doesn't.
yeah,
You're not gonna. Um, that person's definitely gonna be dead, or
mm,
it's not gonna extend the roleplay. I guess you're not gonna knock them out, or
yeah.
you will knock them out, I guess, but then you'll probably just shoot them after. But
Well, I know there's been we certainly had some in the last iteration where I think it was Mike and I would get into some gunfights with people where no one would die. It would just be lead sent either end of a field and then would piss off, and that was all right. But that's only if there's an understanding, because most of the, well, in fact, hopefully all of the iterations are or the initiations for combat are going to happen really close to each other, and then it becomes more of a twitch shooter rather than a thinking about where you're shooting from and moving and all that sort of stuff. And
Yeah.
you know, unless it's an ambush, it's going to be rare to have fighting between like hedgerows and things like that. But when it does happen, it's intense because you are thinking in the back of your head, you know, I've had this character for 2 months. I'm in the middle of 3 storylines. I don't want to get a random bullet going through my head.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I guess the example I'll use is like Wyla's character. Uh, I can't say the name for some reason. Emily, the French chick that ran Metal
Mhm.
Eric. Now she was a civilian role player. Had she had like an M4 and plate vest on her, like she would have immediately killed Norman.
Mm.
Because but she had like a shotgun, so it knocked me out. She had like a
Right.
double barrel civilian, which most people would probably have for self defense, home defense, or
Yeah.
whatever. But yeah, that's kind of an example. Like that knocked me out, and then an extended role play for about another 2 hours before
Mm. Mm.
um, that bitch ultimately killed my character Elf. Salty, still salty.
It's fine. She's not here. You can vent about it.
Alright.
It's her fault.
Just a PvPer with extra steps. That's what
That's
it's
all
all
it is.
about. Alright.
Someone should make a ticket about that. It's a big
I know.
issue.
Won't let me, you know. I just point a gun at somebody's head and threaten to kill them if they don't eat human meat and they want to try to kill you over it, you know? So,
Yeah. Where's the rationality gone from people nowadays? Is the question. You know.
yeah, let it play out. Let me shoot you in the head. Like, just let it. I don't know. Come on, guys.
Eat the meat, you pussy.
Yeah, eat it. That's another thing.
That's a T-shirt. Get a merch store for We
The
That
meat.
Remain and sell a shirt that says "Eat the meat, pussy."
You're gonna have to put a comma after meat for sure.
Oh, naturally.
Yeah. God.
That's something to check up on. There's a website now, isn't there?
Yeah. We That Remain RP. I think it's WeThatRemainRP.com.
RemainRP.com. I remember there was some conversations about promotion for the server and websites and social media
Yeah.
pages.
It's in the
quite a few
works.
months ago, but
It's still in a work in progress stage. The last I heard from
Mm.
Onion, like he said, he's about to go ham on it and get some actual get stuff on there. Michael, so guns will be rare, but not gun from the game. Yeah. Danger Beam. What are your thoughts on Livonia? I haven't really played it that much at all. It would be funny to make guns rare and make ammo very common. Yeah.
it's a good map.
Oh,
Good
Wilo
map.
says the rubber slugs helped. Vlad killed you. Livonia. I don't know. I have like 3 hours probably of login time. What about you, ID? What do you think about Livonia?
It's a fun map, man. I know the iteration before the previous one was on Livonia, and people sort of complained. But because it's smaller, you won't have as many well, you'll have separate storylines. It's not harder to survive on. I think it's just because people don't know the map as well as Chernarus. We've had Chernarus for, well, damn near 13 years at this point. People are gonna know it. Like,
Good God.
it's not the same as Livonia. So I would love to see an iteration there, because Chernarus does get a bit stale after a while, and
Sure.
there's only so many times you can go around and pretend that you don't know villages and certain places. I think
Yeah.
maybe people have settled on the idea now, and they'd be happier to do an iteration in Livonia.
Yeah. Livonia is like what, maybe half the size from what I remember.
Yeah, I think it might be, just about half the size, maybe a little bit smaller.
Hmm. You would definitely. I think you probably get a lot more interaction because there's. I still haven't met people in game that I know of in Discord for months. It's like I mean, it's kind of it's a big map.
Yeah, it's incredibly interesting as well. Like, there's a lot of people especially on the Reddits for DayZ and things like that, that have gone out to the Czech Republic and, you know, gone on holidays to the area. I'm sure you know that the map is just scanned from a section of the Czech Republic, and they've
Oh,
changed some of the cities and stuff.
so that's a legitimate landscape. That's real, is
Yeah,
what you're saying.
seriously,
Wow.
it's the entire section of the map is just scanned from. I think the reasoning behind it was that they weren't caring about map balance for Arma 2. They were just like, right, well, we want to represent a real Warzone, so let's just take somewhere and make it into a game. And so, you know, you can, like, all those towns exist. They're named differently, but stuff like the Big Red Barn in Novi Sobor, that exists. So
Yeah.
loads of people go out there, and there's posts of guys that'll go, you know, I'll arrive somewhere, and I can walk from this village to this village because all the roads are the same, obviously, and the buildings aren't exactly the same, but the layouts of the villages are the same. And yeah, it's great. I'd love to go out there someday and see it all, but
You would
yeah,
already know, yeah. Like, I mean, you would have a general idea of where you're going, I guess.
yeah, that's it. There'll obviously be differences based on time of year, and like obviously the ocean isn't there. It's and some
Yeah.
of the cities are extended and things, but like
You'd be looking for
I don't
like
know.
cars. Hey, isn't there a car usually over here, guys?
Yeah, it's a car spawn here. Let me break the window so I can get in. It's cool. It's already got a spark plug. We'll get going. Yeah,
Uh,
I would love to go and see. I know I'd definitely run into other DayZ players there. You
that would be wild.
know. But I know Livonia is the same. I think Livonia is scanned from
It's
somewhere in Poland. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh,
That's why people. Well, that was one suggest. I did make a suggestion. Blah. About playing on Livonia, because technically everybody would have like a Russian accent in
hmm.
Cherno for the
Well,
most
technically
part.
technically in both places, right? The canon location for Chernarus is southeast of Crimea, I think.
Yeah,
Um,
well, I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know. I heard Livonia had more of a mixed culture.
yeah, um, I think so. Because it'll have German.
Or Poland in general.
Yeah. It would be a lot easier to justify why there'd be foreigners there as well, rather than somewhere out
Hmm.
in more or less the middle of nowhere. Yeah, man, it's I would like to see an iteration in Livonia. That's probably just because I've never done RP in Livonia before. It's purely just been generous.
Yeah. I mean, you do a good Russian accent.
That comes from Metro. I mimic a character called Pavel from Last Light. I was like,
Uh,
right, well that works. And
the Metro. I never. That's the first person
yeah, yeah.
video game, right? Yeah, never
I can't.
seen it.
I think his accent actually is more Polish than it is Russian as well. So that would work out for Livonia. I think I could
Hmm.
get away with it.
Yeah.
It's fun to do, but at the moment I live sort of with other people, and I'm sure that there's got to be a few times where they'll hear the accent and they're like, "What the fuck is going on? What is he doing right now?"
Why are there weird noise? Is he? I'd be like, this guy has split personality or something. I need to call
See,
it that.
it's an opportunity to do a Moravian psyop in real life and start to make people think that maybe I'm not English at all. Maybe I'm just pretending to be an Englishman outside of
Fucking
outside of
spy.
this outside of
Get
this
the
desk.
at the cops knocking on the door.
Yeah, that's
I've gotten drunk in game and like really went off before, and I've had my um concerned family members come and say, "What are you crying?" And like, "What are you? Why are you yelling?"
Oh god, yeah.
I did legit like break down in game one time and cried like a little bitch.
Oh, I had a moment like that in game. Shouting at a dude. I can't remember who it was. I fucking just went off on someone and someone peeked their head through the door. They're like, "You're okay?" I'm just like, "Yeah, it's just some dude being a twat." They're like, "Oh yeah, it's cool, it's cool."
It's roleplay. Leave me alone.
That's it, man. They understood the deal. They're
Brandon,
one of those
I'm
people
acting, okay?
there's a couple people
Yeah.
that I've run into in the last few months that obviously they play DayZ or they know about DayZ or other sort of games, and like, "Oh, do you play it much?" It's like, you have no idea. You have no clue.
Right. I've met people at work that
Mm.
they want to start talking about video games,
Mm.
and mainly that's Daisy's like all I've been playing for the last year.
Yeah.
Well, like, what do you play? I'm like, hey, Daisy. They're like, what's that? And I'm like, do you have 6 hours?
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I got into a conversation with a guy, and he was like, he plays D&D, so he understands the idea of role play and stuff like that. And he was like, well, how does it work in a video game context to tabletop context? And I was like, well, let me tell you some shit, son. Sit down.
Yeah.
You know?
Pull up a chair, grab some
Let me
snacks.
tell you about this one time we systematically dismantled various organizations while making them believe we were bigger than we really were.
Yeah.
With the CIA in a video game.
All right. Let me
Fucking
tell you
ridiculous.
about this certain gentleman that used to leave crates of potatoes
Oh yeah. Oh
outside of
Christ.
our
Yeah.
base.
Bloody hell.
And we would sit there, and I was a detective in the game, so
Yeah.
I was analyzing the box like these could be poisons. Don't eat. I punched somebody that was eating a potato. I was like, drop, don't eat that.
Henry pissed on them. That's the only change.
Toxic.
I heard
Toxic
Vanguard didn't have a
masculinity.
sense of smell, so
Yeah.
all I wanted was for one of them to eat the potatoes, and then it would have been perfect.
Somebody
There
tried
was no
to.
real malicious intent outside of just eat the fucking potatoes.
Oh yeah. There was a attempt, but I immediately started punching
You son of a bitch.
the Spud Muncher. Someone was like,
That's it.
"Oh,
That's it.
free creative potatoes." I was like, "No, no."
I'd sell T-shirts that said Spud Muncher if I didn't get punched for wearing them.
Michael says it would be very fun. Sorry. Rubber slugs can still kill. Yeah,
Hmm.
they can. What's your comment? Nope. Don't dodge the question, Mr.
None of
President.
that.
Tragic war is gonna happen throughout the end of time. That's all I can say. I mean, I'm not gonna talk about it, but it's
There's nothing we can say that anyone else hasn't said already.
yeah, exactly. Michael, they should so make a PC RP server. It would be great. It would have all mods and all sorts of stuff. That would be amazing. What do you mean that PC? There's plenty.
I think the issue is PC servers run away from themselves. Like they introduce like vending stalls and at least the ones I've seen.
Oh, you mean like they have too much freedom with adding
Yeah,
stuff?
and like economic systems and things like that. It's like, okay, well, I know there's some PlayStation RP servers that do that are directly linked through a Discord, but I've never liked that. I always thought, well, you can have a form of currency or a way of trading that isn't reliant on moderators to enforce it or someone to put things in.
Yeah.
Like the Oasis, for example, you can have workarounds for currency.
Hmm. Well, we just had Patrick on a few weeks ago, and on the podcast, and he got a PC too, and he's on Stalker RP on PC,
Yeah, yeah.
and but he keeps coming back to WTR, so
Mm.
that's a testament.
Yeah, it's there is there isn't anything at least like We That Remain on PlayStation. I don't think. I know some people have jumped around and tried other stuff, but it's not maybe it's also because there's an established community, and you know, being involved in different ones isn't easy to do when you have to have such a time investment to get into. Well, not necessarily, but have the time investment to get into the RP on the server, and
Yeah.
yeah.
But this
it's,
is your first
yeah.
one too, right? Wasn't this your first roleplay server?
Yeah, this is the only technically not. Maybe back in 2012, I think it was. There was some DayZ mod. When the mod came around, it was not exclusively, but majority of servers were light RP to heavy RP.
Mm.
And then obviously that community sort of died down when 2013 came around, and you know, Frankie on PC got massive and all of that sort of stuff. So I'd done a little bit of that, but you know, I was really young back then and knew fuck all.
Right.
Now it's sort of okay, it's a bit different, and
Yeah,
these things have been going on for so long, and they're established now.
it's kind of weird watching old Frankie videos compared to like when now that you know what a roleplay community is,
Yeah.
it's like wait a minute, they didn't initiate there.
Yeah, that's it. It's always weird watching or even playing standard DayZ now. Like I'll see someone running through a field, I'm like, I can't just shoot. Oh wait, I can just shoot at them. That's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, oh man, that's a charm watching them on videos. I think he probably brought roleplay to DayZ.
Oh, absolutely. I remember there was a bit of from the early videos, like first 2 or 3 episodes of the mod, you could tell it was actually him just fucking with people in game and stuff. But later on, with different servers and community stuff, there was light scripting, and he was always transparent about it. He was like, yeah, well, of course, like you can't get away with some of this shit online, and
Oh yeah.
some of the servers he went into were very specifically set up, and obviously with him getting popular, he had to change to like community servers for him, so that people weren't just going out to be the guy that said they killed Frankie on PC.
Right.
And so that sort of in that he found his own content. Now he's making almost fully scripted videos that are just for the entertainment value rather than specific gameplay, which that's cool, man. Like as far as I know, he was a lawyer and he's quit his job and was working on videos for like a year, I think. And holy shit, 2022, we got Frankie on PC uploading again. It's like, oh fuck.
Yeah, I didn't expect that. Somebody had told me in a party chat like a year ago. Yeah, Frankie on PC is coming back, and I was like, yeah, okay, yeah, all right, I heard that one. Been hearing that shit for like 5 years, buddy.
It's hard to remember that stuff was about 10 years ago now.
It's crazy, yeah.
Like, because I remember when Jack Frags was the side character of Frankie on PC videos, and that's
Yeah,
like right
now he's
he's just a fucking massive gaming YouTube channel, and
yeah.
you know, it's crazy, but yeah, it's damn near 10 years ago, and
Wow.
phew, feel old.
Right. That was the
Yeah.
first time I heard about Days. I was random Devil Dog Gamer, and then I was like, oh, that game looks kind of cool. That's kind of like what I've always fantasized about. And then Frankie PC, but then I forgot about it. And then I had a friend bug me about 2 years ago. Hey man, get this game, come play with me. It's like hardcore survival zombie apocalypse. And they just bugged me to get it, and I got it. And then like after 2 days, they're like, this game sucks, and they wouldn't play it anymore. But then I got hooked. And they got so salty that because I just refused to play any other game. Once I started playing Days, I was like, dude, I'm like I'm researching how to play this game. Like, leave. I don't want to play anything else. And yeah,
I can't quite remember how I never played it, and I can't remember how I found out about it. But I remember when like mods were sort of being made for Arma 2 and coming out. It was well, hey, there's this dude that's making Battle Royale for Arma 2. It's like, well, what's that? It's, no, you just all start on this map and it gets smaller and smaller and, you know, the general concept.
Mm-hmm.
And then someone suggested to him, well, why don't you make it so that there is no border and just put people about and have stuff about? And shit, why not put zombies in it? Well, that's Dean Hall then decides, fuck it. Let's make DayZ mod, and
Yeah.
shit exploded after 6 or 7 months, I think. But I don't quite remember where I heard about the Battle Royale stuff. I was really young back then. I don't know what I was doing, stumbling across that.
Yeah. Stupid amount of well, not stupid amount. God, I don't know. I know it's millions of copies.
Oh Christ, yeah. It's I think Arma 2. I might look this up and fact check myself. I think that Arma 2, when DayZ, at least the mod exploded, it sold more copies in the year that the mod exploded than the year that Arma 2 came out. Which is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the mod was so big it got its own Steam page, which, as far as I'm aware, just doesn't really happen.
All right.
See if I can fact check myself.
I mean, I'm just glad they're still supporting the console version with updates and.
Well, I think it's games like Hell Let Loose help as well, to have devs that are transparent and actually do what, like, they'll make sure they have the ability to be transparent with their audience and listen to them. Because now we're seeing a games market that's saturated and is on the verge of crashing, and then there's, you know, like Hell Let Loose extended its beta for 3 weeks and had everybody in a Discord and had video calls with devs so that you could tell them stuff that was wrong in the game, and they're like, yeah, cool, we'll fix that, you know. And they did. They do every like 3 or 4 weeks, and I'm loving that, including the DayZ devs. I'm glad that people are out there and actually caring about what they're working on. It took a while. Like I'm sure if anyone remembers when the standalone came out, it was dog shit for 3 or 4 years, and you know, it took ages for it to come on console. No one ever thought it was going to come out for console. We just thought, right, well, you know, it's a PC thing. And then it did, and everyone went, holy shit, it's a broken piece of shit, but we love it.
Yeah. I remember hearing a lot of early horror stories about like people dying just from walking up a ladder or just jumping off of like a bale of hay or something. But yeah, I remember watching Frankie on PC, and then I just kind of quit or forgot about it, and then about 2 years ago, just got bugged. Somebody bugged me. A friend bugged me to get the game, and I did. Oh, watch it, Dixie! Don't jump in there.
Yeah, just to fact check myself for a second. The line, this is Wikipedia, but it is reliable. The mod was responsible for putting the 3-year-old game into the top seller charts for over 7 weeks, spending much of this time as the top selling game, and is responsible for over 300,000 unit sales within 2 months of its release.
Good God.
Which is mad.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's 2 years after the game released as well. Yeah, that shit just doesn't happen.
Yeah. Definitely bottling up lightning. Sure. Catching lightning in a bottle.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's, yeah. Oh, in fact, actually, yeah, sorry, no, 3 years before, the game's out 3 years before the mod released.
Shit.
We did think as well, you see those maps on the boards in classrooms and schools. And we thought, because we knew there was rumours about an extra map being released, and we thought that they would just add the surrounding areas around Chernobyl or the surrounding region of Zagoria and slowly extend the map and just go, hey, let's make it as big as possible and get the workarounds for it. But No, clearly not. They went, fuck it, we're going to Poland instead.
Yeah. I heard on like a roadmap video I watched that they said something about um kind of reworking Livonia a little bit this year in
Mm.
an update. Um, I don't really know what that means.
Well, I think it's the majority of Livonia is dense forest, especially to the bottom third of the map.
Uh,
It's flat forest, it's visible, but it gets samey. There's not much going on there. It's not. It's villages and military bases, and that's kind of it. There's no interesting things. There's not like they did with Chernobyl. They just added the ski lodge in. They're like, fuck it, it's a ski lodge.
mm,
Don't worry about it.
yeah,
Why is there a ski lodge? You don't need to know. Just it's there.
yeah. So that's probably what they're gonna do then. Maybe add a town or
Mm.
of some sort or something like that.
My only concern at the moment is that with the gas strikes, the gas strikes have an implication for in-game lore. Um, it's not that, oh, the only thing that exists in this world are the players that make it. It's like, okay, there's something else here now, and there's now an aspect to the world.
The
Um,
the Hannah thing, right? Have you
Hannah?
heard? Have you heard about that?
No, no,
The Hannah lore.
no. I've never heard of it.
Okay. Yeah, it's supposed to be in the next. It was introduced in the gas update.
Hmm.
I haven't checked into it. I heard it from Wobo, um, the guy that does
Let's see.
YouTube videos
Hmm.
about the updates.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But apparently, there's something. Yeah, there's like a Hannah lore. That's all I know. But it's supposed to be remaking an appearance in the new update. But I can't remember what it was involved in the gas update.
Hmm.
That's all I know. It's just called like Hannah lore. I don't know if that's like a acronym for or like a legitimate name.
Well, I do wonder if it has anything to do with the new player model. You know,
Oh, the
there's a
redhead
woman
with
added
the
in, but
tattoo.
maybe it was just stalled content because Yellow King was the type of infected, right? And
Yeah.
then I hadn't actually heard about the Hannah thing, but looking at it, maybe that's what it was. But
Okay, that makes more sense. Yeah, that's the one with the tattoo on the back of the neck.
mm, yeah, I know there was a bit of speculation about that. Um, I still haven't actually seen it. Uh, just
Yeah.
I don't know because I know there's lore with Livonia as well. Livonia is meant to be like I think 10 years after Chernobyl, so that's
Huh.
why there's more wildlife and less canned food and things like that.
Yeah, it looks more, from what I remember, it looks more decayed.
Yeah, which I don't mind. That's fine. That's fine for world building.
Yeah.
But I don't like the idea of there being clear-cut indicators. Like the game's always been about your own sort of story and your own
Right.
headcanon. Like um,
You
the
don't want
gas
something
strikes are
you
sort
have
of
to work around to make your own,
yeah,
I guess.
yeah.
Yeah. Now, what do you think about what do you think about Reader Remains interpretation of um the gas strikes? Do you think there's enough gas, not enough gas? Do you think it should play
So
a bigger role?
I
Because
think
it's just kind of background noise, really.
yeah, I don't know. I obviously I keep up with the Discord. I haven't. There hasn't been a lore explanation for it yet, right?
Hmm. Well, I know there's bomb. Well, yeah, the prologue and the bombs dropped.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Um, if there is a lore explanation for the strikes, I think there is. It's sad because I tell people to read the lore like every time I do one.
Should probably check the lore channel and see. Oh, no.
I don't know if there's an there is an explanation, I think, for the constant strikes, but
Yeah, because the last time, obviously, I left the law team a couple months ago. I messaged someone and was like, well, I don't have the time to put into it anymore. So I thought, right,
Yeah.
give someone else the slot so they can, they can do all that. But I do remember, at least for the way that I thought about structuring how the gas strikes were, was that obviously there'd be some remnant of government left
Yeah.
in bunkers and things, and that they would be the ones clearing out key points in Chernarus. But the idea was also that, well, everyone's been told to go in bunkers and stay there, and people leaving early isn't part of their plan. So if there are people there, they don't give a shit.
That's a
Uh,
that's a yeah, that's a good look. That's a good question about the strikes. I don't know if that's in lore or not.
mm.
What would be the explanation to that? Because I
Well,
mean,
yeah,
obviously I know. Okay, example: somebody does a whitelist application. They don't mention the bombs. They don't mention being in a bunker. It's like, okay, well, you gotta
mm.
work this out. You gotta, read up on the what happened and include this in your backstory. You couldn't have just traveled over here from America or whatever.
Mm.
I mean, you could have, but you would have to have been pre-bomb and
Yeah.
turn it already. Um, that is a great question. I don't know if there is an explanation for the constant strikes.
I I remember, and I don't think it's fair to get too much into it, but I do remember there was conversations about it, and it was being written and discussed of how to explain them.
Hmm.
Um, it wasn't. It was briefly considered maybe to do a server-wide sort of interesting thing with it, but I think that was ultimately sort of dropped in the wake of those sorts of events last iteration and how hands-on people wanted to be and how
Yeah.
much time people could put in. So I think at the moment there might not be an explanation. I think maybe the decision came down to, well, let's have people speculate. Because realistically,
You
if
would you
the
wouldn't
government's
know.
plan is to stay underground for years, then people aren't going to know the reason for years.
Yeah. Which is the reaction like, holy shit, what was that in game? Because
Mm, mm,
I haven't really thought about it that much.
mm.
You wouldn't have any outside source or news source, so you wouldn't know.
Yeah, yeah, not at all. Unless another government bunker opened up. And there were some people that tried to have characters that um, had either part of or reason to know about the gas strikes, but we sort of thought, well, it's a huge part. Well, not so much a huge part, but at the time it seemed like it would be.
Yeah.
It seemed a way of people inserting importance into their characters, and didn't really vibe with people that much. So
Mm-hmm.
it was discouraged. But more or less, I suppose if you have people that are out of the loop for years, not knowing why these things are happening, it does just become part of the world that you live in. Um,
It,
sort of like having I don't know, zombies in the world. No
hmm.
one knows exactly why they exist because n- not everyone's a scientist or a government researcher, so people just live in that world now. They don't really question it.
Right. Yeah. I always seemed uh, some form of radiation mutation maybe, but
Yeah.
the gas it just feels like it hasn't played as big of a part of the iteration as I expected it would.
Mm.
Um, I have seen one group in my personal experiences playing on the Roleplay server that has tried to do something with it.
Mm.
Culture Wall, which I'm a
Yep.
fanboy of, started a group um, that was very interesting, and then he had to go away, college and stuff, but
Yep.
it never saw the light of day really. But he was doing something related to the gas, and even got permission from the mods to actually build right there on the Krasner airfield to study the
Right.
gas. So he had a really deep lore within his own character to group Discord thing, whatever, to study. It was going to be something revolving around the gas, and
Mm.
that's the only time I personally seen it. I haven't really seen it been brought up that much at all, if any.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that is to say, I would imagine that if people wrote out their ideas well enough and explained to the mod team exactly what they were planning to do, that would probably ease a bit of the burden on some people in the mod team, in terms of storyline production. Like, it means it's still organic, but if it's something that important, then it can be a discussion to which they go, okay, well, are we confident enough in this person's plan, and do we
right,
think that people will be interested in it? Will it get word around? You know, how influential is it going to be? Is everyone going to flock to it, or is it just going to be this person and two or three others? Like, but in terms of lore-wise, I think people should. I'm sure they can. I'm sure people can make suggestions in terms of events for lore and what the characters can do about it, just so long as it's approved by the lore team.
yeah,
Because otherwise, you'll get a friendly ticket message going, "Hey, bud, change your story,"
yeah,
and that happens pretty much every week anyway. So.
yeah, yeah. There was a debate, whether or not he could build there, but then the story he had was so solid. Like,
Mm.
yeah, okay, because it actually evolved around like I said, gas RP, which
Yeah.
I, like I said, personal experience. Maybe there's somebody out there doing it. I just haven't seen it. But it
Yeah.
was refreshing to see. Okay, somebody's making something out of um, the actual gas strikes and the static zones. I mean, they're
Yeah.
not being completely ignored, which I feel like they have been.
Well, I think for at least the
Roleplay
earlier
wise.
on in this iteration, I do remember when it all started and people were asking questions about the gas strikes, and that was the peak time, at least in the lore team, where we were putting things together to put it out and answer that question. It just went on for so long, and things were happening and shifting that I think it's just a missed opportunity, really. And at the end of the day, people will make their own conclusions if they even want to think about it. I think half the time people just go, "Oh no, that's happening. I'll just avoid that." I've never been in the gas zone. I've never worn a full NBC suit with a gas
Really?
mask and gone in. Like, it's just been, okay, I'll stay away from it.
Oh yeah. It's not originally the codes were a little messed up. Where you can find like 10 bars in a gas zone, but Lucky eventually fixed that.
Mm.
It's not like a loot heavy
Yeah,
gas zones from what I've seen, but it is fun. It's different. It
yeah.
You get like a weird ringing in your ears when you're in a gas zone the whole time, and
Right,
then
right.
your gas filter runs out like 3 times as fast
Mm.
as it does normally just wearing one. Um, it's different atmosphere, and I don't know if you're here for the fog in game. We had a week that led up to the big rain event that I was when I tried to do my 24-hour stream, where we just had like nonstop fog where you couldn't see like uh 10 meters
Oh,
in
I didn't
front.
know that. I didn't know there was fog.
Yeah, it just kind of happened once the last update came out and you could change the weather settings.
Yeah.
There was a week where it was just heavy fog where you couldn't see.
Mm.
I want to say 10 to 30 meters or in front of you,
Mm.
and it was so it gave it a very great atmosphere, and then it just went away.
Yeah.
And there's
I
been a
think
few people trying to ask for it back, but I don't know why it went away. But
don't quote me on it, but I do remember um, someone had mentioned something about official servers and all that sort of stuff, where the weather cycles were dependent on the time of year, and they were reflective of something. It wasn't entirely random. Um, and I did wonder, now that they have the ability to, there's been that sort of question of calendars and how should we count days? Should we count them as in-game days, or should we count them as real days because of how quick or slow things happen. And let's say you take each day in-game as an actual day, and we go off a calendar based on that. It would be interesting to see if we could have weather change through this accelerated year. So I don't know how many days it would be, but you have winter and you have summer and spring, autumn, and all that sort of stuff in the span of these accelerated days. And the time scale obviously would go by way quicker. I can't remember how. It'd be 24 days every 24 hours, pretty much.
I think
Probably
so.
just under that, I think.
Yeah, that's a question for the Irish Deluxe. He's the clock guy.
I think it's maybe an hour daylight and half an hour nighttime. So. What do you think about that?
Yeah, that's
2 days is 3 hours, so 6 is 4.
I think it's somewhere around March. No, it was like March back in. It was February back in December, I think. That makes sense.
So I suppose if you take it in-game day by day, it's 16 days for every 24 hours of real time, I think.
Oh, okay. Well, that'd be way.
Which would accelerate shit way quicker. Yeah, no, the time question, it might just be it's easier to not think about it, and if you want to keep up with it. But I don't know how many people, even in real life, would give a shit about knowing the date if this stuff happened. Like, people would just go, "Oh, it's nearly winter.
Yeah.
Oh, we're in winter. It's colder. I can feel it." Like,
all right.
yeah, there's a lot of cool ideas that come out, but the logistics of pulling them off, I wouldn't want to be that guy.
That's something I will hopefully Lecky can answer. I don't know what he did, but for like a week there was massive fog, and it was amazing. So hopefully
I'd love to see it.
Yeah, there's a video. Joella, I can DM you the video.
Oh, please do. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a 15-second vid, but the fog is so bad. They're driving in a car, and they almost run over somebody. They just can't see him. Can I keep my live chat open? I guess.
Okay, I don't know whoever's listening that pays attention to the ideas discussion. I just want to clear up. DS's suggestion wasn't to upload everything to YouTube. The suggestion was to clip on your PlayStation.
Yeah.
Read the suggestion. God damn it.
Read the fucking rules.
Read the fucking rules. Yeah, I've got a video privated of me and Stephen French driving along, and someone else in the back of the car. Through what's the name? Novaya Petrovka. And you know how sometimes zombies stand in the road and sort of just vibe there for a minute? Well, I thought, okay, I'm just gonna run over the zombie same as anything else. It was just someone loading in. They got fucking booted to the top of a roof. It was like, oh shit. Yeah. R.I.P. that dude. Yeah, that I might upload that. That's a pretty funny clip. But yeah, it's a bunch of shit. I realized I have 200 gigs of footage.
That's insane.
On my PlayStation. It's fucking stupid. I always clip everything in segments of hours, so I make sure I don't miss anything. So it's sort of, if something does happen, there's a huge amount of footage back, which has been a massive help in tickets as well. Like someone will be, hey, how did you know about this? Well, here's the clip from 45 minutes before that of me getting the radio telling me that someone's here and what they're wearing and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, no, I get the sentiment, but some people don't have the storage space.
Yeah, it's a I bought a external hard drive with like 2 terabytes. It was like $50. But it's totally been worth it, just because you never know when the need for a ticket arises, or Or if you got something that's, because every now and then you run into somebody and you're like, holy crap, like this guy's awesome. Like this is
Yeah.
great role play. Maybe I can, when I get time, I can sit around and try to make some kind of cool video or
Mm.
like
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll say I don't know his PSN. Um, he played Blevin and Kevin on the last iteration.
Oh, Aaron. Yeah.
Aaron. Okay, yep.
Mhm. Yeah.
He's got
Fucking.
these two characters now.
Mm.
That one was like a surfer dude, and then the other was a real estate manager. That was
Mm.
oh, once you meet him in the game, it's like it's a whole thing.
Mm. Mm.
It's a it's kind of like a I gotta shut up and listen for a second. Wow, you know.
It does become apparent when you meet characters that are living their own experience or trying to be part of the story of the server. I feel like you can clear cut tell that with certain characters and whether or not they're there to join in and be known or whether they're just trying something out. And he's one of those guys that's always trying something out.
Yeah.
He's a mad one, but he's good, man. It's good. There are some really good role players in this server, and it's great to see them do what they do. Doesn't
Yeah.
always work out. Sometimes there's batshit ideas that go too far, but
Right.
you know it's part and parcel of it, I suppose.
Yeah.
Not everything works out perfect.
Let's see. I got okay. I got the link to the video. I'm just gonna drop it in the chat. Or if you want to DM, I can do that too.
Mhm.
That was the one that I was talking about relating to the fog. Do you want me to DM it to you, or can you see it in the chat?
Uh, is that just on the PlayStation chat?
The just the podcast chat. I can DM it to you if you want.
I don't believe I'm in the podcast chat.
Hey, okay. I thought you were earlier because you were talking the.
Oh no, it might have been made after I was on.
Gotcha. All right. Let's see. Let me just find your Discord here. Boom Lover number 8. Okay, let's see. Danger Lever. All right, there you go. Gotcha.
Oh wow, I can see from the thumbnail. That's spooky, man.
Oh God.
Jesus.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna take a little pee break real quick. Give me like a minute.
Mhm. It's my podcast now. There's no one here. The parents are gone. Yeehaw. Welcome to This Is Not My ID's Jamboree. How are we all doing? I don't know if I'm the first recurring guest by accident, but I suppose I am. So, no face cam, obviously. I'm not streaming, but yeah, how are we all doing? If there's anyone watching, I don't know if it's just monitors watching at the moment. Yeah. Man, before you know it, it's going to be longer than 16 episodes going on for this, and really cool to see. Again, I'm glad someone's done it, but
Somebody had to do it. Damn it.
mhm.
But that video in the chat. If anybody else is watching, I know we had about 8 people in here at once at one point, but then I don't know what happened.
Yeah, it comes and goes.
If anybody's watching, that video shows you how bad the fog was there for a little while. Bad in a good way, I would say.
Yeah, that's atmospheric, man.
Yeah, you got like a Silent Hill kind of vibe going. Like it was.
I'd imagine performance would go up as well.
Well, probably. Yeah, I guess you're
Probably
not
get
rendering.
better frame rates and things.
Yeah. You gotta wait for stuff to render in.
Yeah. I wouldn't like to have a gunfight in it though. That kind of scares me.
Yeah.
Then again, I suppose the other person can't see you, so.
Yeah, gas zones would probably play more of a factor too, because you wouldn't know if that was fog or just tainted fog.
Any update on our casualty from the internet?
Nah, I'm still down. We have Vivid Assassin. Is,
Oh, absolutely.
yeah, she's gonna make an appearance here soon. Well, I originally asked her to help me co-host just because there's times.
Someone's too lazy to think about doing their second job.
Yeah.
Work.
Well. Well. Damn hairball. Why the? It's just times that it's nice to have another person. Sometimes they have questions you don't even think of, or talk about other things that.
Sometimes they actually play consistently.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh dear.
Not the weekend 5-hour warrior.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
That's shit on Lila episode.
It's a shit on me episode as well. every
yeah.
month or so, I'll hop on
yeah.
a stream.
Don't think about that. Guilty.
Very much so.
Guilty, sir. Yeah. I did have a presence in the back of my head, like, where the fuck is this? Is this is not my dude.
I'm around. I'm lurking. I'm keeping my eye open. I'll be stood in the bank in line or something. I'll check the Discord. I'll see what's going on.
I've seen you pop in and out every now and then of the podcast chat, and I'm like, oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, gotta hop in sometimes. Gotta keep Wilder on her toes and terrify her every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, she gets too comfortable. She starts getting mouthy. That's the problem.
Oh yeah, one of them people. And no, I am glad you were here today for sure. Otherwise,
I did just check the time running of the stream. It has been about 2.5 hours now. I think. Okay. So, seeing as it's just about midnight, I'm probably going to start thinking about making a move soon.
Ejection. All right, eject.
Come on. You could chat shit, surely. You could stall for time.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the whole point of the whole co-host thing. So.
I did actually have I did a stream in January, I think, and I think Patrick sat in and asked me a few questions because he was saying he doesn't know how you stream for in excess of 2 or 3 hours and keep talking, and it's just you got have a stream of consciousness. It's literally whatever comes in your head, talk about it, even if it's I don't know, how do trees move in DayZ? When you see trees move differently and how the wind works and all that sort of shit, just ramble. Keep going. Even if there's no one in the chat, you're going to have someone come in halfway through and go, well, maybe what they're talking about is interesting. 90% of the time, it's not. But yeah, it's a weird skill to develop of just chatting shit.
Yeah. Yeah. It is. I'm not a big partaker in marijuana or nothing like that, but the other day was like a once in a blue moon thing, and then afterwards I started looking around in game like, oh my god, this is.
It gets atmospheric.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was in a house on an official server a couple of days ago, and I thought, well, a lot of the time with the game, if you look at it as a whole, it actually looks really good. If you start looking at things very closely, there's a pipe on a single stove cooking place. Looks like it's from the mansion from the Lara Croft games on PS1. Doesn't look good at all. But if you look at it from a mile away, it looks pretty good. Doesn't look too bad. But,
It's all about perspective.
the fact that wind factors into temperature and all that sort of stuff, that's just shit I wouldn't think about putting into a game. I'm really glad that someone's thought, you know what, we should add that. For no other reason than being annoying, but yeah, no, it's great to see.
Seems like a good idea. Might as well. I'm
We've had a...
What's that?
Sorry.
Yeah, go for it.
We had a little discussion about the M249 and the game files, the light machine gun, and been in there for a long time. It's been in there with an RPK, and we've effectively got an RPK now with 75 round drum mags and things. I think if you add a light machine gun into DayZ, it's going to change it's going to change how people play the game, I suppose. Especially with suppression and things, when you've got that snap going over your head and
Yeah.
you know, running in the middle of a field and you shit yourself thinking, oh fuck, which way do I run, sort of thing. It's going to change the game a lot. I don't know if they'll ever add it in, but I hope they do.
I think now it just breaks the game if you try the. Isn't there some gun in like the files that if you introduce it, just immediately shuts the server down?
Yeah, there's a couple of guns that they're purely models, so when you hold them, it's not, mapped to the player's hands, or you can't fire them and things. Like there's the pump action shotgun. There's a version of that that's sawn off, which I would really, really want to put in the game, but I think you can, but you hold it like a knife instead of a gun. So it's
Yeah.
unfortunate, but I don't know. I think the good thing, especially with these roadmaps and how transparent the devs are, they are actually paying attention to what people are wanting in the game, and they're coming up with good things to add in. I think the only thing I'd want them to add in is clothes and things, but
Yeah.
Hello.
Speaking
Hello.
of the devil.
I'm sorry. Elden Ring. That's all I can really say. It just really took up our time because I was trying to kill a boss of my friends.
Oh, well, it wasn't, I mean, you didn't have to. It's fine. I'm glad you did, though.
Yeah.
if you hate your job that much, just quit.
I like my job. My job's fun. Most of the times. Apart from when dealing with people who request odd things.
So, originally, I dozed off in my chair and then woke up about an hour later. And but our guest was going to be Gunner, Duke the Nuke, Ash Larson. Ended up getting him in here. Then after about 20 minutes, his internet died. And Wyla had some things going on today. So, this is not my idea. Jumped in, and now we got a bit of assassin here too.
Hello.
A unexpected evening, but a welcome one.
All right.
Oh yeah. I've been sleeping for like the majority of the day, so.
Oh yeah.
Because I went to bed at around 10 p.m. a.m. I mean. So yeah, broken sleep schedules are fun.
Naturally, it means you're doing it right. You're doing life right if you're
Exactly.
not sleeping right.
All right.
I fully agree with that.
3 or 4 in the morning is the most productive time of the day.
Honestly,
It's the only
best
time I
time
get
to
anything
do
done.
anything.
That's it. 2 in the morning. I better send some emails. Oh yeah,
It's-
like that person I haven't
yeah.
responded to for 2 weeks. Best answer the message.
Yeah, nobody else is
It
awake.
honestly is.
I have to.
That's when they
Best
hit you
time
with the
for
"What are you
everything.
doing up at 3 in the morning?" messages. It's like, well, what are you doing up at 3 in the morning? Responding to me messages.
All right.
What's wrong with you? Go to sleep like a normal person.
Yeah.
Being normal is lame.
Incredible.
I was gonna ask you, Vivid. Do you still have the character that's has the side of the ticks? The
No. She fled the country with her newly found lover, and I started up a different character.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So she managed to get a happy little ending.
Yeah.
But for this character, I don't want her to have a happy ending.
Straight to it's gonna be ended bloodshed.
Yeah, I mean, her ideology is that peace doesn't exist, that anyone who wants peace is stupid and are weak and should be killed for it. The strong should thrive and the weak should die. So, essentially, she's here to cause chaos without killing people.
Mr. French, is that you?
I swear he killed people.
Oh no, he never directly killed anyone.
My idea is to just... What I started with was with the tower because they were the easiest in my eyes, to convert, and they did. And now they're taking a different approach to life. And now I'm slowly going after the smaller groups to kind of get them into conflict so they have to fight each other.
I can respect that.
One minute,
Because,
guys.
I mean, there's not enough conflict around here.
Everyone wants to be happy friends.
Yeah, everyone wants to be the good guys, and that's just lame.
There's enough bad guys. I just don't think there's enough people that think out being bad guys before they do it.
Exactly. It's usually just the whole usual banditry thing, and then they get kind of killed for it. Or they get themselves killed. It's just stupid.
All right, and it's hard to be a bad guy from the get-go because he's usually you don't have time to establish a like if you come out just being a sadistic maniac, you're usually going to get put down after a week or two.
Yeah.
You're not going to have time to build any type of presence, I suppose.
It's very true. That's why you gotta just think smart about it. If you really want to do an influential bad guy, it's just best to kind of think about how you go about things at the beginning, the turning point, and how you'll kind of have that impact on people.
Mm-hmm. I
I
felt
think
like
probably the best way to keep it sustainable is be morally ambiguous. If you had it, half the people go, well, he's a good guy, and then the other half go, well, I saw him shoot a child 3 weeks ago. It's sort of that way. It's sort of you can be an evil son of a bitch and have enough people in your corner that aren't just going to drag you out and shoot you.
A lot of my characters are just my bad characters are just very manipulative and will play a different character to hide what they really are.
I was going to
absolutely.
say your first character of this generation had manipulated quite a bit because that was all over the talk. That was talk of the map.
That was everyone.
Somebody took some girl out in the woods and made her strip. What? You gotta kill these people.
It's funny how that's still being discussed. Like, I hear people talk about it still from time to time.
Well,
It's
was
actually
that the
kind of
story
crazy.
about I've only heard about someone being creepy with somebody in the woods and making them strip down, and that's all I heard of it. And then some other dude was like, "Oh yeah, that was a kid or something like that." I was like, "All right, I'm out. I'm done."
Oh. Yeah, someone tried to rob me and my siblings at the time, and I played I can't because they asked me to strip to check my clothes, and I said I can't take off my clothes. They're like, why? I said, because I'm a minor. Do you care? Do you care the fact that I'm a minor? I was like, I don't care. Take off your clothes. And I used that to the best of my ability because my character was above age. However, she just decided to play the role as a minor then and there because
be it.
in the long run. one thing that people despise, even in this new world, is pedophiles. And,
Noncery.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
It's like
No
even the
matter how
most
bad the world gets.
Just quick
yeah,
thinking.
even the most maniac, sadistic people are like, wait a minute, we get it.
Like, yeah, just like
That's
no matter how much bloodshed there is, if you see a pedophile, everyone just teams up to say, yeah, let's get rid of this guy before we fight each other again.
Who
must
was
unite.
that? Because I think I remember somebody had sent a contract to kill someone, and part of it was also, oh yeah, they're a nonce, by the way, get rid of them. It's
Yeah,
like,
that was
okay.
like the biggest thing that they always included. Like, not only did they rob some children, they also asked this minor to strip.
Well,
Nobody likes pedophiles, everyone. Go get them.
the idea was that anybody could come to us for any reason and have somebody killed if it was obviously within the rules.
Yeah.
And we didn't actually care, like, okay, was it somebody important? Was it someone not important? Were they a psychopath or a normal person? Didn't matter. We'll just do it. And the addendum of, oh, there's noncery involved, it was like, okay, yeah, that's fine. We'll do that.
That's enough.
Christ. You know, you come home from work, you think, great, I'm going to RP a bandit, and oh no, now I'm being bullied online for being a paedophile.
Like, genuinely, I didn't care if they even, like, killed me. The fact that they couldn't leave their base without anyone, without being afraid of literally the entirety of Shanaris who knows about what they did, was reason enough for me to be happy.
Are they still alive? Can we say who that was?
They're dead.
They got it.
Eventually, they tried to set me up, and I set them up and got them killed.
Right.
It was People of the Wolves, so
Yeah.
Isaac Newton escaped, but yeah,
That's
it
why
was,
that group-
I remember, yeah, no, the wolves were a funny bunch.
yeah,
Yeah, but
to
I
say the
think
least.
the main reason why they got wiped out so fast was because of that.
Yeah,
Oh, they were just very dumb as well.
exactly.
I remember they came for a meeting with Stephen French, and I was there, and for whatever reason they just held me up. And for the whole, like, it was only about 5 minutes, I was handcuffed while they were talking to Stephen normally, like 2 feet away from me. And I just bullied them for 5 minutes. And then they unhandcuffed me and said that they were sorry. And I told them to go fuck themselves. And the guy went, you don't have to be like that. We're not that bad. I said, aren't you the guys that made a child strip in the woods or something? He goes, that's not true. I said, fuck off. You've got a weird name. You're a weirdo.
Like, literally, their death wish was for me to tell everyone the truth. And I said, the truth is, you guys are pedos. Even though I knew they weren't. It was like, he tried telling everyone, look, before I die, I'm really not a pedo. This bitch is lying. It's... Part of me feels bad, but it was very funny in my eyes.
People will say anything to get out of death.
Exactly.
Anyone will say they're not a pedo. That's the indication when they're on their knees with a gun to their head.
Exactly.
That worked. That definitely put a spotlight on them because it was immediately like, okay, news. People are running by. Hey, you hear about the pedos?
To spread the word, actually, my character faked an accent to make herself sound more mature, as if she was some sort of TV announcer, and just announced, "Hello, people of Chernarus. I have 2 little kids here with me who told me that the wolves," and then she named everyone, "have robbed a few children and asked this young lady here to strip in front of them, and she claims that she told them that she was a minor, but they replied with that they didn't care." I'm just very happy that everyone knows this now, and yeah. Oh my god.
There goes my fire alarm. I'll be back in a moment.
Uh-oh.
The robot. I knew he was a robot. How was he going to stream for 24 hours?
Oh, Jesus. I'm surprised he managed to do that. I could never.
I
couldn't go for 10 hours. I just get so tired.
Newton Gaming comes in with PP eyeballs and then says it was her first time being banded. Settle down. Oh, God. Was that you, Newton Gaming? Are you a victim? Giga Swanson, all I do is eat baby turtles. Wow, okay. The word hero is thrown around a lot these days. Alright. Alright, Goku. Goku.
Maybe I should actually look at chat, but I'm a little lazy. I'm not gonna
Oh,
lie.
that's fine. I just thank you so much for coming in, man. It's today's been like the thing with Gunner that my guest today was I had rescheduled him already like 3 different times.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, come hell or high water, I'm gonna have a We With It podcast thing today, and he's gonna be the guest. And then I fell asleep. Well, prior to that, Wyla says, okay, I get guests over, company over. I can't do it today. I was like, all right, no big
Yeah.
deal. Real life stuff happens. I was like, all right, I'll just. Um, it's better having somebody else around because that way, sometimes I don't think of things, and then sometimes like maybe you and Gunner had a history where you could have.
Yeah, we have.
Um, so I was like, okay, I'll go try to find another guest. She was like, that's cool, or a
Mm.
co-host. So I got you, and then I fell asleep. I just dozed off
Yeah,
in
no
my lazy,
worries.
in my lazy boy. I was like, oh, cool, podcast in 30 minutes, everything's ready to go. Then,
I just took that time to be a bit productive and just try getting up and doing some things. So it wasn't too bad.
uh,
Hey, you still managed to get the podcast out at least.
yeah, because I woke up like 2 hours later. I'm like, holy shit, what have I done? And then I got Gunner on, and then his internet goes out. It's like 20 minutes into
Just
the podcast.
very unfortunate timing.
Yeah, he was in the middle of telling this great story. And it's like, oh
Mm.
God. And then luckily this is not my ID. Was lurking around and boom, and then here you are.
Oh
Thank you.
yeah. No worries. How long
Hey,
has it been going for? Hopefully I wasn't done for like too long.
oh, I don't know. About 3 hours, I think,
Okay.
maybe. Yeah. Yeah, it's just something to I don't know, man. It's so lovely to get perspectives from different people. We'll see how they feel about the server, hear people talk about it, talk about the characters.
Mm.
I mean, it's a great opportunity to, you know,
Yeah.
kind of learn about. Because I don't know how. I would like to ask you about this.
Hmm.
Um, the map is so big, yet it's so small. Sometimes you can run into people you've ran into as characters before, but then there's times where there's stuff happening where, like you, for example, I've never met you. There's always a lot of
Yeah.
yeah, like we'll have characters going on. We'll both have different storylines going on. There's a lot of people like you, DS, Sarah, Mother, that I just never ran into in game. And it's like, good God,
Yeah.
it's a big map, but it's a small map. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's very true.
So how do
It's
you?
stuff like that can get quite annoying.
Hmm.
Because for example, I try to branch out to not just be in the northern area. However, I am usually like just sticking towards a certain area due to certain things going on. So only a few people can really see me. But I try to influence as many people as I can because I live for the roleplay experience instead of the whole PvP aspects and whatnot. So the more
Yeah.
people that I see, the more people I can leave with that whole when you finally get out of that RP situation, just with that, wow, that that happened.
That was nuts. Yeah.
Because not many people end up doing that. Not there's only like a select few amount of people on the server that can really provide with that experience. And not to toot my own horn, but I think I'm decent. I think I'm decent at role playing and whatnot, and so I want to be around so I can have characters that are also the bad, like the bad people, deemed as the bad people and whatnot. So I can give people a reason to hunt me down or hunt someone else down.
Hmm.
If it means me dying at the end of the day or whatnot, or just having a bad ending, if I get someone to like just say, "Hey, you really turned around my role play. It's been nice having that interaction with you and whatnot. That's what I'd like to do. But with how big the map is, and it's, it can get really annoying having to move from like all the way in north all the way to down to the south and just stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's much that can be done about it, but it is just irritating.
Yeah. No, I understand exactly what you're saying. I tried to go. I I um I did branch out with my last two characters, but there was some point where I was like, man, like I don't know if I'm just having bad luck, and I'm not trying to poo-poo on anybody. You're right. There is a select few people, and with you that you meet in roleplay where you're like, oh my God,
Mm.
like this is easy. Like I don't even have to. Like it's like an easy. It's like finding a good dance partner, I guess.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, but then there's some where you meet and you're just like, oh my God, this is you're talking about your fucking uh, finding a nails or something for 30 minutes. I don't know what are we doing. So
Yeah, I get that.
that happens.
Yeah, you should, and there seems to be a lot more like rule breaking and stuff as of recent, which just kind of just ruins the experience so much.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, a little issue that happened with me is that my character goes under three names. Her real name, which only one person knows, and he doesn't even refer to her by her real name. Her
So
fake name,
that's like
which
the
is
most
Athena.
trusted person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and her Russian name, which is Lagatha, and she pretends to be Lagatha in front of people like the Tower. Um, and yeah, and I finally did my character sheet. I finally posted it. And the exact same day, someone apparently found out that her real name was Vanessa and started to spread that around to people.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember Ticket. I think. I think
Yeah,
about that. Yeah, yeah.
it was very, very aggravating.
Mm-hmm. It was a
Because it
clear-cut
just,
case. Yeah.
yeah, because it just really ruins my role play. Because like she pretends to be a Russian woman, um, as well, and then someone could just go up to her and say, "Whoa, wait a minute, you're Vanessa. I know who you are. You're evil," and just it's
Yeah.
shit like that is what I'd rather not deal with.
Yeah. Well, that's that has been an issue. Even I mean, I, I tried to stay away from the Death Channel and journals, even though I love reading them. But
Yeah,
there's something in the back of my head that's like, okay, if I just read about this guy being a complete psychopath in a journal, and then he asked me to go on a hunting trip, like I'm not.
mm.
I, even if you can pretend you don't know, you still
You
have some.
still kind of have that feeling. I mean, I've had scenarios like that where I knew that if I went with a certain person, I would be robbed or threatened or something like that. And despite that, I kind of just do my best to, because I am like I've been role playing and whatnot for like years, and getting immersed is something that I'm pretty good at, that I don't like not doing when it comes to roleplay. So I
All
try my
right.
best to make sure that I'm immersed at all times and stuff. And yeah, it often works, even if I know that person's a psychopath or something. I still try going along with it.
Yeah. It takes a different type of approach to
Yeah.
ignore the information you know in the back of your head. Like,
Mm.
I guess you're playing a role, I suppose. It does take a different type of approach, which a lot of people don't do. I mean, you can
Yeah,
tell.
way too many.
Yeah.
Like if you wrote in your journal, "Oh, I think I'm gonna go after this person," and then they read it, they'd like do anything to avoid you.
Right. Right.
It's just
Yeah.
because they don't want their thing to be cut short. They don't really mind. They don't really think about the role play. They just think that they don't want to die. That they don't want this person hunting them down and whatnot. So they just
Hmm.
try their best to avoid the situation.
Have you been, I'm not trying to like stay in a negative train of thought here, but I just want to just say, have you ever been in a situation where like, your character died, and then you run into somebody that was there for your character's death, or even killed your character, but now you're in your new character, and then after you get to know them a little bit, you're sitting around like a campfire, and then they start talking about your old character in general, and it's
Mm.
like, how is this what you normally do? Do you just talk about this person you killed all the time, or is it just because I'm here?
Yeah, stuff like that. They kind of just do that to, I don't know, rub it in or just make it weird for you. It's
Yeah.
odd. It's really odd.
And as your new character, it's like, well, what do you? I don't give a shit. I don't know that one.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah,
people
but
just yeah.
it has. Yeah, it's happened to me a few times. I was like, okay, I guess this
Yeah,
person.
I personally I haven't had a character die before. Um,
I did want to
actually
ask you
no, I've
about
had
that. Go ahead.
one die, but it was to wolves and just like away from everyone, and barely
Mm.
anyone knew them.
Did you perma that, or was it? I mean,
Yeah,
you don't have
because I
to,
didn't
but
like him.
oh, okay, okay.
But yeah, the rest of my characters managed to live up until I got really bored of them, and so I just like said that they fled the country or
I was gonna,
disappeared.
yeah, I was gonna ask about that. Um, Spinks. Nah, no, Spinks. This is not Rest or PC. It's Daisy with her main RP.com. We got our own website now.
Shameless
PS4.
plug.
Yeah. I was gonna ask you about that because there's been times where I think a lot of people get bored with their character and they commit suicide or something, and then
Yeah,
we've had the discussion like, okay, instead of that, just I don't know, go piss somebody off, give them the I don't know,
yeah. I mean,
but
sometimes, yeah, if you're like an enemy to people, um, then I understand why that would piss people off because you're stopping people from even being able to have the satisfaction of hunting you down or killing you and finding you finally
right.
and
So,
whatnot.
so if you have
Um,
ongoing hostile engagements with other characters,
exactly.
yeah,
Yeah.
let that play out.
And as far as I knew, for example, with Vivian, it was towards the end of the iteration, so she like survived the entire iteration. And because I just didn't want to do that whole zombie event thing, I just killed her off there. Like
Hmm.
not killed her off, but like said she fled the country. Kind of like a bunch of people did, like Real Earth did, like This Is Not My ID did,
Yeah, I
just
think
because I
most
was
everybody. You talking about the
yeah
last generation, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, with my Tourette's character, she was just known by everyone. Um, however, what I set her to be was that everyone around her would influence what she is while also having her own little arc. And her own arc was dealing with the fact that her family thinks that she was a disappointment and that she isn't good at anything due to her Tourette's, and thinks that it isn't an actual real thing and just her being rude. And Misha, who is also Ton, uh, was helping her along that, along with the people of Moglevka. And once she finally conquered that, she became a more brave and courageous person, and then eventually decided to leave because she didn't want to just live in a world of nuclear holocausts.
Hmm.
And yeah, she was known by just anyone. She was known by as Tourette's Lady. Like no one cared about her name, and she was just called Tourette's Lady. Um, And then eventually I just kind of wanted to give her a fitting end because she wasn't being hunted down by anyone. No one wanted to kill her, at least as far as I know. Um,